Hey, what's going on? It is, what is it, May 6th, May 7th? May 6th, 2026. I've stopped caring about keeping tracks of dates. Like when you don't really have, when every day is the same, suddenly time and dates don't matter. They don't mean anything to me right now. Except for the date when I'm gonna release my new album, Cyan Jade, which I'm working on right now. And I'm very excited to share that with all of you. But no, let me break down what I'm going to do today for today's vlog. It's almost 2 p.m. I got up a little bit ago. I love staying up late because of the peace and quiet of it, and I love being able to sleep. And I love that my life allows me to sleep in. Not everybody's does, you know. Like a lot of people have to get up at 7 or 8 a.m. to go to a job that they can't fucking stand for 8 hours a day, or you know, get up that early and work from home or whatever people do nowadays. I don't know what it's like to work a real job. I don't know. I've never had a full-time job in my entire life. I've always gotten by playing music and doing theater and making stuff or working shitty retail or serving retail jobs, serving tables, whatever. But I love being able to wake up just whenever I feel like it. I'm the kind of person that will not only wake up, but will sit there in complete darkness with my eyes closed. I love sleeping in to the point that I'm bored of sitting in bed. That's how much I cherish, so much I cherish not even sleeping in, but just people leaving me alone. I love dating people, but I fucking hate how a lot of the girlfriends that I've had, like, force me to get up. Like how many times I had one ex years ago where I took a trip with her, and everyone else was up, you know, and awake and doing stuff, eating breakfast, and I was still asleep, and she was like embarrassed that I was sleeping in. And I hate it. I resented that about her. My one ex I dated like right before COVID happened. I'll never mention anybody's names on here, but god damn it, we were so wrong for each other as far as like my lifestyle. Just she had such a problem with my lifestyle. I fucking hate that. I hate how many times I've dated somebody. Like, if I date anybody again, they have to let me just be whatever the fuck I am and let me do whatever I want, because that is not going to work otherwise. I'm never going to be in a relationship where everything is all good if I'm not allowed to be exactly like whatever I feel like being. Gonna bring the dog in here in a second, so I'm gonna smoke in here. But I resent how many times, like, you know, people that are used to getting up early either make me feel guilty about sleeping in or you know, point it out. Or I don't know. I think it's funny how something as simple as like wanting to get some rest. And really, a lot of it, I don't know, I think that ex in particular, I think I was doing that to not, I didn't realize it at the time, but I was sleeping in to, like, not have to fucking deal with her. I'm such a patient man in relationships. Like, I'm so terrible at letting the woman do whatever she wants if she's in a relationship with me. Maybe that's why I don't like being in relationships, because I don't think I could be myself in one. Ever. Smoking some weed. I don't wake and bake immediately. I give myself at least a half hour, an hour usually to like just chill and not be high. I have done that before and I hate that shit, like waking up and immediately sparking. But just a little bit, just a little nip for now. Anyway, yeah, I hate that shit. I hate how many women that I've dated, not even many, just that one ex in particular, was in a good and bad way, very like old school. Like basically it was just like obsessed with her parents and what her parents thought, and they were very successful and wealthy and shit. So she just cared too much about what other people think. And I only care enough about what other people think to not be ostracized by society or to feel like a bad person. Like I really don't know. I don't know if I really care about most people or if I care about humanity anymore. I think that we're all doomed, and I don't think that there's any hope for people because we're only seeing everyone's true colors shine as bright as neon lights in Las Vegas or Manhattan. You know, like people are shining. They're putting so much emphasis. There's so much like there's such a spotlight on how awful people can be, and that's something I've been thinking about lately too. And I'll go back to talking shit about my ex-girlfriend in a minute here, but something I've been something I've been thinking about. Yes, I make myself laugh. I think I'm the funniest person in the world. Unless, and when I was watching yesterday's vlog, I realized how fucking talkative and how kind of annoying I can be. Granted, like at my work, we're all very, like, me and Blaine are so talkative that I apologize if we're talking over each other or if we're like both kind of going, you know, or both just very animated like that, you know. So it's nice to have a different vibe where I can just kind of go and not have to worry about slowing down or you know. Well, I love just letting my thoughts kind of pour out. You know, conversations are just different in that way. Maybe that's why people like this stuff. People like, it's such a different thing listening to a podcast with multiple people versus listening to someone just talk solo. You know, what was I getting at? I've been questioning a lot lately about, you know, whether I'm a good person or not. Now, I think I am, but I've done like plenty of things. I'm sure we all have. I've done plenty of things that I'm not proud of, and plenty of things that just made me question that. Made me question if I like deserve that if I deserve the life that I have. The worst things I've done is just shit that I've said. I'm pretty sure I've ruined many relationships or potential relationships or friendships with how I don't hold back with my words, and I don't. I mean, fuck, sometimes I just want to like be who I am without thinking about it. And that's what I love about the arts, or about, you know, with songwriting or with making videos or anything, is that it feels like the only place that I can be my most like unhinged self, or be like as much of myself as I want to be, and it's not only accepted, but it's rewarded. It is applauded. It's a very bizarre thing to me to feel like I have to direct every bit of who I am into those things, because I've convinced myself that the person I am is not worthy of anybody's time or attention. I've convinced myself that I am like toxic and that I don't belong on this planet, and that I should die so that everyone can be rid of me and not be annoyed by me anymore, not have to hear all the stupid shit that I have to say, and not have to deal with, just really deal with me. I feel like I'm a burden to deal with, and I'm assuming that people hate me or that people don't like me. I've had conversations about this with my friends, and I've had friends tell me like, oh, you say people hate you, but it seems like people like you, and I don't know, you know, what people think of me now anymore. I don't know because I've revealed too much of myself online. I've put so much of myself out there, and so many of my personal thoughts, that I feel exposed in a world that's wearing camouflage, you know? I feel very naked while everyone else is camouflaged in the woods, and I don't really know how to distinguish my environment from the individuals that walk amongst myself. I don't know, like, I'm saying this as someone who, like, you might think that I hate people, but I really don't. I get very frustrated with how incompetent and stupid people are. I get very frustrated by that, and how selfish and awful they get. Like, I feel like I'm seeing, and we're all seeing, maybe, like, it's like we're all seeing these, not only the worst parts of people, but we're seeing that in spades. You know, we're seeing so much of that. It's like I'm constantly seeing bad news or people acting horribly, and I know the whole argument is like, oh, well, this is always happening, we just are documenting it more nowadays. That's true. That's very true. People were way worse 100 years ago. Way fucking worse. But when you see footage of a drunk woman speeding up her car trying to hit a little kid on a little motorcycle while she's drunk, it's hard to feel that the world is going to be a place that gets better. It all comes back to me. It all comes back to like, well, society is not working the way it is. The economy is not working the way it is. The world is such a bad place that people are so sad and have to do drugs and alcohol to not think about how fucking miserable they are. That I don't want to live in that kind of world. I don't want to live in a world where every time I go out and people are fucking hammered is the only time that I see people feel like seeming happy. Feels like the only times I see people happy are when they're escaping, and I don't want to live in a world where we have to escape. I don't want to ever really need alcohol. I don't like who I am when I drink. Alcohol is a big part of what makes me question if I'm a good person or not, because I say some ridiculous shit. And I say some fucked up shit too. Like if like someone pisses me off, I will say like the most fucked up shit because I disassociate. That's the good and bad thing about alcohol is that for me at least, is it sometimes has been good to disassociate and just not deal with my shit when I was depressed. But that's why it's bad to do that when you're depressed, because you kind of have to deal with your feelings. You got to deal with your shit. But it's too easy. It's so easy to not feel anything when you're drinking. So I don't feel anything and I just say whatever I want, and then I deal when I'm coming down from it and I'm sobering up. I feel so many. I feel so much remorse and hate who I am. I've hated who I am when I was drunk way more times than I'd like to admit, and that's why I've been cutting back so much. Is because I'm annoyed and I'm sick of feeling like I'm a bad person. Really, maybe I was just drunk, and people just suck. Maybe people just fucking suck, and I have every right to be pissed all the time. But I feel that others have made me feel like I'm a bad person just because I'm like very real and very open about who I am, and I'm so ungodly honest. Like I'm grossly honest, you know? Like I hate that about myself. I hate it. I fucking hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I fucking hate that shit so much. I hate myself for how impulsive and how I let every intrusive thought, I just let it all out constantly. And that can be funny. Here's the thing, is that can be funny sometimes, or that can be interesting, or that's what maybe leads to some songs that I've written, you know? Like I don't want to think that that's a bad thing always. It's just sometimes it is. And it's too easy to make a video that's one-sided and post it on the internet. And like it's this shit in our culture is what makes people validate their own. It's so easy to validate your own skewed perspective of things when there's no one else to argue. Like no one is here right now to argue my points back at me. That's why people debating. That's why people having conversations. Why group think. Why groups working together is the most important thing, so that there's some sort of ubiquitous truth that is being achieved. Correct? So the fact that like I'm able to just say all this shit and there's no one to like argue with me or challenge me, that's, you know, what's frustrating is like I am so tempted to go and take classes in college and you know, some courses back in college, not to get a degree, just to like exercise these things and flex that muscle or whatever. But I don't know how to look at life any other way. I don't know how to be any other way other than who I am. And who I am is just so I question myself so much, and I have so much self-doubt because I am like, I'm just not sure of what I'm capable of. Like the potential of what I can be. It feels like I genuinely feel like I have fired up both sides of who I am, good and bad. Not like evil. Like I don't consider myself an evil person, but I feel like I look at myself as like a dickhead a lot of the times. Like I feel like I'm an asshole, and I feel like I'm unlikable. And I've just like put out so much of both. Like I'm not acknowledging. I don't ever think about the times that I've been sweet or that I've been nice. I can be such a nice person that I don't even think about when I'm being nice. Like I don't know when I'm being nice or when I'm being kind to others. That's how it's just in my nature, you know? But then why do I react like in such a bad way if I drink, or what? Like why do I don't understand why I get so angry or why I get so nasty. I can get so fucking nasty sometimes when I drink, or just so sad or something. And of course I need therapy soon. You know, I would love to go to therapy soon whenever I can afford it. I'd love to go to therapy. Love it if this channel made enough money to be able to help me go to therapy, and then I'd love to give everyone here an update on how that feels too. Anyway, I don't know, like, I guess maybe in my head I look at like perfectionism as like something to strive for. Or I try to like hold myself in such a high standard or a high moral compass that anything that skews away from that or anything that makes me question my moral compass or what my values are scares me. It scares me a lot because I just don't know what I'm capable of, and I don't know what I don't know what's going on in my head a lot of the time. You know? And I don't know, I think maybe I just have so much fun unnecessary, like just overanalyzing the shit out of everything that I think and feel unnecessarily to the point that there's nothing left. Sometimes I wonder about that too. You know, a lot of people do shit when they're drunk. A lot of people act like really horrible people, and they think nothing of it. They don't think twice about it. I obsess over it. Like this is coming from a place. So where this is coming from is I went out to a like club, a very like popular club bar for like emo night a couple of weekends ago, like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And the guy running it, like in the middle of the song, fucking breaks stuff by Limp Bizkit, where everyone's like trying to go hard, and I was like, that song was just starting to make me angry, just period. He like, you know, he stopped the song at one point and then tried to wanted everyone to like kneel down or get down, like sit down on the floor. Like literally paused the song, was just like, all right, I need everyone to sit down, I need everyone to get down on the floor. And I like just stood there. I was like so hammered that I just stood there, and I was just curious. In my mind at the time, I think I was like, what's going to happen if I just don't move? I mean, what if I just don't sit down right now? You know, I just kind of wanted my natural rebellious nature of just like, yeah, no, I don't feel like doing that. Fuck you. It's kind of like my attitude with most things. And then like he saw me and was just like, oh, you know, I was wearing a V-neck or whatever, not this, but wearing my black V-neck as usual. And he's just like, V-neck, oh, boo this man. And then he got everyone to start booing at me. I started yelling at them like, you're all pussies. You're all fucking pussies. And that was pretty funny. But then I just started yelling at him, and then he started, I don't know, he's just like, oh, I'm going to make sure you don't get laid tonight. Just saying all this shit, like just giving it back to me. Totally justified, because I was being a dick first, right? But I just thought that was fucking stupid that, you know, this guy's a hack, first of all. He's like just singing with a DJ. He's literally singing over tracks with what he does for his show. And it's like, just not bad. It's just like, you're literally going there to listen to songs from late 90s, 2000s, like emo rock, hard rock era, you know, Papa Roach and all that crap. And it's just funny. It's like, first of all, he's just like a hack. So I don't know, like, you know, it's like, it's funny how like serious he was like taking himself, how serious he takes that event, period. And B, it was like, you know, just funny. It was a funny realization of all these people filled with angst and anger and shit only in the music, and how like people aren't actually, you know, and people are fucking crazy. Like, I'm not surprised people are more cautious now than ever. But I go to emo night, or I go to these things where people are listening to like rage-inducing music and getting fucking crazy, and sometimes there's like a mosh pit or whatever, but like a little bit of a pit. But there's all these people that are like angry and all this shit, and it's like, meanwhile, like I feel like they're all like little babies. Like I feel like they're not hard at all. Like I don't understand why people that listen to hard music are the biggest pussies in the world. I listen to that shit and I feel every bit of what it's saying. Cut my life into pieces, this is my last resort. Suffocation, no breathing, don't give a fuck if I cut my arm blue, whatever he's saying, right? I fucking feel that. I feel every bit of what Chester Bennington said. Because I want to fucking kill myself a lot of the time. Not really. I just want to fucking get away from you all. Because I fucking hate humanity so much. I resent people and how fucking backwards they are. Just in my time, specifically in this time, so many of you people are fucking ass backwards, and I resent it. And I channel that rage towards myself so that I don't go out, you know, saying a bunch of shit to people and getting my ass kicked. I've never hurt people. Like, I'm not a violent person, ever. Like, I've never been violent or ever had an instinct to be violent. I've never, like, you know, when I was a kid and I maybe, like, hit a friend too hard or something, I immediately felt, like, horrible about it. I am so, like, fucking clean, I feel like, that any little thing that I do to that like disrupts that you know, pristine, like, vision of myself that I've created, that's just not realistic. Like, that doesn't exist, a perfect version of who I am. And I can't accept that. For some reason, I just can't accept that I am, you know, I can't accept that I am just a person. I don't know why. I believed in God when I was younger, and I thought that I was going to be some, I don't know, I've had an obsession with movies and storytelling, and I don't necessarily look at my life as a movie, but I want it to be as interesting as one, I guess is what I should say. I don't want to just be born and exist and die. So I want so much, and I demand so much of myself, and I put myself on this fucking pedestal. And I guess, like, the fact that, like, I expect so much, I just expect a lot more from others. And I think that I'd like to think that other people want to live the best life that they can. I want to think that other people want to be the best versions of themselves. And they don't want to be, or they either don't want to be, or they don't care. They're just trying to, like, get by. They're just trying to survive. Like, I don't want to have so many expectations from people, but I don't want to have zero expectations either. You know what I mean? I don't want to live like, I don't want to feel that I should just accept that things are less than. I think that's fucking bullshit. So, of course, because I have all of these, like, things that I want my life to be, and all these ideas of what I picture society could be and how amazing people could be, and the fact that I have to accept that that'll never happen is what will make me just the angriest person in the world forever until I die. And I have to, like, cut it out with that because I don't want to die from my anger either. But I'm just so fucking annoyed and pissed off at how fucking dumb a lot of you people are. I'm so fucking sick of it. I'm so sick of, like, having to play nice and pretend that I like people's music when I think they're the biggest fucking hacks in the world, and I think their music is garbage. And they can't sing, they can't fucking play that well, they can't do anything that is worthy of anybody's attention in the world of music ever. But guess what they're doing? They're flooding your fucking Instagram and Facebook pages and all your social media pages with all their stupid fucking videos that really are just, you know, a waste of everything and everyone's time. A waste of resources, a waste of that person's time too. And I care about this stuff so much because I have nothing else going on. I have nothing else to put my attention to. You could say, oh, get a wife, get a family. I don't want that. I don't fucking want, like, I've had people, when I used to post a lot of videos like this online, and the titles would just be so depressing, and so, you know, it was a very much like a self-deprecating series of videos on my webcam, and I would get comments from people just like, oh, you know, grown man complaining about his feelings, like, get a family and shit. And I'm like, what? I love how many people think that, like, making money or getting married or having kids is, like, the answer to things. And it's like, for me, there is no answer. I'm existing in a vicious cycle where I'm just going to be suffering from how much I would love to receive from other people and how much I'm willing to give, and how I'm always going to have to just realize, like, I'm always going to give more than what I get back. I'm always going to give more to you. I'm giving all of my innermost thoughts. I'm giving all of this to you right now, the viewer. That's more than that is obviously more gutsy than most people than most what other most people would be willing to put out in the world. You know what I mean? And the reason I don't, you know, mind doing this is because I think that my perspective of things, I like to think that my perspective of things might be able to influence somebody else to, like, wake the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like you can just wake the fuck up right now and change your life and do whatever you want. I can sell all of my shit in here and take care of all my debt and just, like, leave or move somewhere else if I really wanted to. I don't want to do that because I have a good life in Florida right now. But I have that option. You have way more options than you think. And even if it's, like, you know, financially you are struggling, you can't do that, like, you know, then do it. Then do the thing that you want to do with just less money. I think people think like traveling costs a lot of money or doing things that you want to do costs money. It's like, no, it costs money if you want to get there comfortably. You know what I mean? You want to go to Europe, getting a first class ticket for a few $1,000s is different than like, oh, let me jump on a ship, or, you know, there's got to be a real cheap way to do things. There's always a cheap way to do things. There's a reason people do that when they like graduate high school and try to just go backpacking, is like, you can get by with like very little money at like 18 or 19 years old. But what I mean is, like, you're in so much more control than you think. And I guess I want to take advantage of how much control I have, you know? Which is not that much. As far as I don't have that much like financial, you know, freedom, but I have my mind, I have my brain, and I have the things that I want to say, and I have my opinions, and I guess that's why I put them out in the world so much, is because I don't know, I see a lot of other people making money doing this shit, so that's really the only reason I'm doing it. If I had money, I'd probably never post anything online again, or never do any of this shit ever again. Or if I did, it would just be a lot more interesting because I'd be able to do more shit. I mean, if I had money, I wouldn't even be filming myself right now. I'd just have a crew with me, always. Because this isn't a bad thing having to hold. This is actually a solid workout too, just having to hold something and then lift my arms and shit. Anyway, just to go over everything, right? I question the kind of person I am. I question my conscience because I do things that are not great or very toxic sometimes, but thankfully I don't ever do anything that's like irredeemable or, you know, unforgivable. I've never done anything like that. Like I'm just like the worst acid tongue ever. I'm the worst fucking person with my words. I'm the worst. It's like because I know that I'm such a non-violent like pacifist, or that I will always just try, like, even if someone wanted to fight with me, I would use my brain. I'd pull a Walter White and try to like use my brain first and foremost. Be like, you're trying to kill me, but you don't want to do that. Hey, I'd just immediately like rationalize it with, hey, man, whatever happens here, one of us is going to be seriously hurt and the other is going to get charged with assault. So why don't we just not do that? Like, I would do whatever I could to like use my words to get out of any situation that would ever happen to me. To no avail, because I can see myself saying the wrong thing, but potentially more likely to no avail than not, because I could see myself saying something that would make someone want to fucking kill me immediately. I think in another life I was definitely a cult leader, or somebody that said the wrong thing to somebody and then got fucking murdered for it, or was a political activist. I don't know. I feel like I've lived so many different lives through the artists, through the filmmakers that I really love and appreciate, and you know, I've done my part in putting out a lot of stuff as well, but I don't know what kind of person I am, and I do things that make me question who I am. Not only how good, like if I'm a good person, but you know, I question just the fuck is going on in my head, you know? And I hate that. Like, I hate how I think that'll just be how it is forever. Like, I think my entire life I'm just gonna be, I don't think I'll ever be secure in where my head is at. You know, without some help, I guess. Without some help of a therapist, or, you know, yeah, like a potential girlfriend, or anybody that, family, friends, anybody that can like have a good impact on me. I think I'm also in a process of having to like let go of a lot of other like toxic relationships that like I've let go of other people that I think were bad for me. So I've been telling myself that I'm coming back to who I am, or who I was before the world fucked me up. Or not even fuck me up. Like, I'm fine. I feel very healthy right now, and I'm fine. Just a heads up. But I feel that my cynicism and my negativity will just be part of me forever. And I have a hard time accepting that. Like, I know that like that's just I'm gonna lose a lot of friends because of that, or potential friends. And I hate how much I like want people in my life, though. I hate how much I resent how much I actually really want to connect with others and how much I want to be with people. But anytime I do, like anytime I've been in a band, or not like some of the bands I've been with, that's one thing. But like anytime I've done theater in particular, I've met so many people doing theater, and you meet so many different personalities, and a lot of them have been very insufferable for me. You know, a lot of them have been very annoying, or just like not my people or whatever. But what I mean is, what did I mean with that? What was I bringing up? Those people. Oh yeah, trying to connect with people through theater, or people with like, you know, when you meet somebody through somebody else, you know, just a lot of the social, let me just say, just the social encounters that I've had in general. A lot of them were either boring or not something that I want more of. Like, I only want to surround myself with people that I feel like addicted to. If you're not making me feel like you're my heroine, and I'm absolutely like gonna have withdrawals without you, and I'm gonna feel sick without you. If you're not you know, my favorite drug or whatever, as Nine Inch Nails put it, right? Is that the title of that song? If you're not my favorite drug, then I don't fucking really want to be around you. I love being around people that I just get excited the more I spend time with them and want to see them. That's what friends are. That's what, like, actual good people, like people, if you're not excited about seeing somebody, you should probably, like, either, if that's a person you're in a relationship with, or friendship or whatever, like, get rid of them. Break up with people and get rid of your friends that you don't like. That's okay. It's okay if you've invested a lot of time and years into this relationship, and now this person is somebody different, and you don't like them anymore, and you want to break up with them or stop being friends with them. Like, that is totally fine. But you should value your time, and you should you know, make sure to keep that safe. You should. I feel like everyone should conserve whatever time they have, because death is right there. Death is so much closer to all of us than we think. Even though every day feels so monotonous and then the same every day for me right now, it's like, and I feel kind of bored. This boredom is only going to last for a short time before the shitstorm of life just absolutely fucks me up, you know? Because as you get older, shit just gets worse. Like, you have more, I'm going to only have more responsibilities, more shit to do, more stress. Gonna lose my fucking parents eventually. Probably gonna lose some friends along the way. Like, people are I'm either gonna die young or watch everyone around me die and suffer dealing with that. That's what life is, to me at least. Is like there's one or the other. And why would I want to spend time with people that I don't like? You know, why would I want to spend time with people that I feel like aren't good for me? My favorite a lot of my close friends right now, I really appreciate how they make me feel like a good person. Or they make me feel, obviously you can see it, the guy, like, I feel like a completely different person when I'm at work than when I'm here at home. And it's just because those guys just put me in a good mood. Lane and Rob are just amazing people that they just remind me of why being loving is so important. And I think it's just in the simple things that they do, or like asking me how my day is going, and asking, you know, like just you know, being good to me. Those guys are so good to me that I feel fucking weird about. Like, I had such shitty friends for a while, or like a bunch of relationships that I fucking hated, and family members that I don't really get along with because I'm just so different than them, that I've forgotten what it feels like for others to make me feel good. And I've forgotten what, you know, I don't know how good I can be to others and how loving I can be to others. Like, I hate how I've been just like sitting in my own pile of shit for a while, that I forgot what it was like to feel, I don't know, feel any good feelings or whatever. I think my battery's about to die, so I'm gonna change it and I'm gonna finish this up. I'm sorry that this has gone on for a minute here. Anyway, I know I talk in circles and talk about a bunch of different things at once, and I apologize if it only makes sense a small percentage of the time, but this is what it's like to be me. This is what it's like to deal with just chronic overthinking and a permanent cynicism for a society that has given me nothing to hope for in my life. And this is gonna be something. This is gonna come off so bad what I'm about to say, honestly. But like, come on, buddy. Come on, let's go, buddy. My baby boy. Are you my baby boy? I love you. What's it called? What was I about to say? If I didn't smoke weed, I'd be so much more like on point with this shit. Be like way more, have way more. I would have way more clarity. What I was about to say, I think, was if I was allowed to dictate how the world works, I think the world would actually be a good place. That's gonna come out, and I'm sure a lot of people feel that way. That's where politics and religion come in. It's where every bit of why any of us do anything comes into play, is because we all think that we know best. And I really think I do. You know, I genuinely think that my moral compass is. Even though I was just saying earlier, I question if I'm a good person or not. Like, my moral compass is pretty locked in, you know? And, I don't know, maybe sometimes I act reckless or act like a fucking dick or say things that I don't mean is because I have those brief moments. Maybe when I'm drinking or whatever is the only time I allow myself to, like, be bad, misbehave, be mean. And I don't do it for no reason. I do it, like, if I'm provoked. And I do it if I'm, like, just kind of tired of people treating me like I'm less than. Or you get a lot of, like, I've had, like, so many people, you know, older people that, like, fucking condescend to me and just can't stand that shit. That's a big part of why I have insecurities about my success as well. Is because if I was rich and successful and people were, like, just... You know, if my life was financially more well off than everybody else, then they would have nothing to say to me, because I've lived with my parents my whole life. I lived with my mom my whole life. Like, because I am not crazy wealthy and successful, people look down at me. People look down at those of us like this. I've dealt with feeling less than my whole fucking life. I swear to fucking God. Meanwhile, I actually think that I am not better than everybody else, but I think I'm a lot more sane than everybody else. I don't ever want to say, like, oh, I'm better than others. I genuinely think that I'm less insane than everybody else, though. And that drives me insane. My lack of having my fucking head up my ass is what frustrates me. Is I feel like I'm living in the real world and everybody else is not. But yeah, I get so in my head about how others look at me because I want to show everybody up. Like, I genuinely feel a very similar to Daniel Plainview. Not gonna, like, you know, bash a rabbi's a rabbi. I'm not gonna bash a priest's head in with a bowling pin or anything, but when he says "and there will be blood," I have a competition in me. I want no one else to succeed. That is, I have never resonated with anything more than that. It's not that I don't want anyone else to succeed. It's like I want to secure my own bag or secure my own life in some way. so that I don't have to worry about getting outshined by the competition or losing out on opportunities or whatever, you know. And I feel like that's what's happening right now. I think I am very self-conscious about how I've done this for so long. I've played music for so long, and I've been writing songs for years, and I don't really care to play any shows to promote my music. I don't really care to try to play festivals. They have like this fucking local music festival around here. It's a fucking joke. Like, all the acts are garbage. I don't want to play in music festivals because I don't want to walk the same... I don't want to be in the same vicinity as people that I don't respect, other artists that I think are terrible. That's how much I fucking take this seriously, is I would rather not do shows in these festivals or do local shows. I would rather not play at local venues and not fall into that same that's what I hated being a gay musician, is I feel like people categorize me with a lot of these local cover bands around here, and I'm like not that, you know. I'm not like a cover person, or I'm not somebody that wants to please the audience and I'm here for the audience. I don't give a fuck about any of you at all. The audience means fucking nothing to me. Less than nothing to me. Not really. I'm kidding when I say that. The audience is just there. I don't obsess over audience recognition or acknowledgement. When I was playing cover gigs for years, I would be a dick to the audience if they weren't like applauding more, if they weren't connecting or not interacting, because it was fun. It was funny to me to do that, because not because I need their attention, but because I am a solid performer and they're missing out. That's what goes through my head, is like, I don't care about not being acknowledged. I just don't want to get older and then people are all upset, like, oh man, he's great. Why are there no shows of him playing when he was younger? Because no one cares about me. No one cares. And unless I die, no one's going to give a fuck about any of the art that I've made. I'm convinced of that. But yeah, you could say that I take myself too seriously, that I take all of this too seriously, that I have an ego, that I'm a narcissist, that I'm full of myself and absolutely like lost in my obsession over what all of this means. But not only is it the only thing that I have, but it's the only thing that I actually care about. I care about art so much and giving people an escape and entertaining people, because I think that that's more important than anything else. Why do rich people still need to watch TV and watch movies and listen to music? Like, why people that shouldn't have any problems or whatever, you know, still need an escape? That is how priceless art is, actually, is that even people with all the money in the world need it, you know. Being creative, and the arts in general is something that it's the only thing that human beings really have going for them. Like, the existence of anything at all, like anything that is created, is the most important quality that humans possess. And what do we have nowadays, you know? What we have now is a bunch of internet personalities and a bunch of people just being obnoxious cocksuckers. And, you know, and it's just ridiculous. It's crazy how I guess social media and the online world of entertainment, like, it actually just proved that the bare minimum is good enough for people. When you think about it, like, everything that you see online is the bare minimum. This is the bare minimum. None of this is written. I'm not a professional with this. I'm not even professionally shooting this. I'm filming my dog right now as I talk. Look at him. He's so adorable. How could I not film that? He's so fucking cute. And he's a little shit. I relate to him because he can be so sweet sometimes, and then sometimes he's a little shit. Anytime I you know, like, leave one room, he'll like, you know, start like coming after me, start like, you know, nipping at my ankles or some shit. I don't know. He's just kind of crazy because he was, you know, traumatized as a little puppy or some shit. He's like a foster dog, so, you know, he had some shit. I think he was used for breeding. It's awful. This little baby boy had such a terrible, such a hard life. Now see, look at that. As soon as I pet him, he's all like defensive. That's how, like, irreversibly traumatized he is someone that he should trust, someone like me he should trust for a few years, after, you know, being around him for a few years. Anybody that invades his space, granted, I know Chihuahuas are just like that, but anybody that invades his space, he's like ready to fucking come after them. Anyway, what the fuck was I saying? Internet personalities, people that post their shit online, you know, it's the bare minimum. It's crazy how many people film themselves and they do everything like just on their phone and edit every video on their phone, and it's like, this is not worth anybody's attention. This is not good. It's stupid and it's repetitive. How many people post the same joke somebody else made already, or the same bit or whatever? Like, I don't know why people watch videos of people eating food in their cars, and why, like, toxicity, like fights and shit. Like, it's crazy how social media and the internet has just shown the worst parts of humanity. How the fuck can we use it and not feel like humanity is just a big pile of shit? You know what you don't see is you rarely see, you do see that stuff online, I guess, too. There is a lot of wholesome, nice shit too, but you rarely see it. And I feel like the beauty in everyday moments, and the beauty of like when I'm in the grocery store and I just see people kind of wandering around, and I am reminded of, like, my God, everyone's just like animals still. We're all just animals still, like foraging for food through exchanges of goods and services and things of monetary value, right? Like, every time I go to the grocery store, I'm looking around and I'm like, how is this any different than us, you know, swinging on vines and climbing trees to get food? It's no different. It's just completely transformed now. And sometimes I really wish that I was able to share the beauty that I see in everything. And I think the reason that I don't is because I assume that people don't want that. I assume that people want toxicity. Like, people want to see people have mental breakdowns and emotional shit go down. Like, I think that people are... I think we're so not even conditioned. We're just so in touch with the, like, brutality and the grisly nature of how awful life can be. I think that we're, like, kind of desensitized to that it also has become, you know, like the modern Colosseum in a lot of ways. Like, I don't think that anybody, I don't know if humanity has moved past, like, you know, wanting to see horrible things happen. Like the train, like a train crashing kind of thing, you know, a train that's crashing, you can't look away from it, right? I don't know, I'm fascinated by it, though. I'm really fascinated at why people embrace the ugliness of things, or why people are very, like, why are people always, it's like this, people sometimes are drawn to the good, people are always drawn to the bad. Because even if you're a good person, being drawn to the bad is like, you're shocked, you're appalled, how can this happen? How could a woman that's drunk start chasing a little kid on a little motorcycle on a sidewalk in her car? Like, I don't know, I don't fucking know where these people's heads are at, but that's what it's become, is all bad news is good publicity. All good news is, you know, not only fleeting, but all good news is not as interesting. It's fucked up. It's like the journalists, you know, at every news station being obsessed with the bad stories, being obsessed. You got to wonder if, like, when these horrible things happen, if they're you know, enjoying their jobs more, if they feel like they're, you know, that they have more purpose in covering things that are scary. You know, a lot of it is just scary. I'm very in touch with a lot of my fears, and I'm always interested in what scares me more than anything, because I think fear is such an interesting, necessary part of the human condition. But I don't think that I'm a bad... Just going back to that, going back to me because I'm so awesome and that's why you're watching, right? I'm kidding. I think this has all just been an incoherent rant. I don't know what I've said. I've been talking for so long, I don't know what I've said at this point. Let me go back to kind of try to circle back to everything that I was bringing up before, though. I don't question if I'm a good person or not, but I'm afraid of what I will do because of others bringing out the negativity in me. I'm afraid of what I'll say. I'm afraid that I'll say something that paints me in a certain light. Like the internet in general nowadays is so awful how people's, like the way people look at others, especially celebrities or famous people's, like that they're so black and white. You're either this like untouchable, pure, like, you know, angel of a person, like I don't know, I'm trying to think of somebody, because there's always some shit that everyone can say about her. Like Keanu Reeves. Okay, let's talk about Keanu Reeves. You're either Keanu Reeves and everyone just like loves you and they feel like you have not a single bad bone in your body. Like Keanu Reeves is like what happened with Bill Cosby. If we found out that he was like a pedophile or some awful shit about him, every single one of us would be absolutely crushed. Keanu Reeves is one of these people, say whatever you want about his acting. I think his acting purely depends on the kind of movie that he's in. Say what you want about that, but obviously, this is why I was hesitant to bring you in here. This is why I was wondering. I thought I was gonna get interrupted by that. You hear any little sound and you think it's something happening. But thank you for protecting us. Thank you so much for protecting this household. We appreciate you. You're such a good guard dog. All 5 pounds a year or whatever. If we found out that something that, you know, Keanu Reeves is this like perfect being that we all look at, and I guess I don't know, I see how many people, you know, like with Dave Grohl and his thing recently, it's like everyone was like shocked that he has this that he had this love child with somebody, and it's just like Dave Grohl's just a person. He's not perfect just because he is so opposite of how fucking depressing and awful and how bad Kurt Cobain was to himself, you know what I mean? Just because Dave Grohl is this like ray of sunshine in comparison doesn't mean that he's without sin, as it were, without you know, things that he's not proud of or whatever. But I look at some of these people and how obsessed people are with, are celebrities good people or not? And I guess with this album that I'm making right now, I'm worried about what if it does hit. Like, I'm so proud of this album that I'm working on right now, and I've been telling everybody this, and since I feel like a broken record right now, but what I'll tell you all right now is this will potentially be my magnum opus. This will also probably be the best music that I ever make in my life. I don't know if I'll make anything that tops this. If I do, I hope that if this is like with Radiohead, if this is my OK Computer, I hope I can still make an In Rainbows or Kid A or something. You know, I hope that I can still make something decent after this, but I feel like this album really encapsulates every bit of like genre of songwriting that I've done, and every style that I've approached, and it's just so me, and it's so personal, and it's so real, or it feels very like just true to who I am, that I don't, you know, I don't know how much further I can go. You know, I don't know how much further inward I can go than with these songs. So I'm very proud of this album. I'm very proud of it. I think it's, like I said, potentially like the best work that I'll do, and potentially a no-skip album. Like, I am not trying to hype it so much that people listen to it and be like, oh, this is it. I just feel that proud of it. I've never felt more proud of any piece of music I've released than this. So having said that, I'm worried about, now I'm getting in my head about what the fuck, like what the fuck's gonna happen with this? Like, it's like, what if it does resonate with people? What if it does become one of those culturally significant moments where an album just sparks something with a wide range of people? That scares me just as much as it excites me, because I'm just so worried about people scrutinizing who I am, or you know, loving my work to a point where they want me to be some sort of way, and then when I'm not then I'll disappoint them. I'm sure a lot of people that have that status of celebrity or whatever, or fame, or I'm sure they all deal with that or run into that. How people perceive them versus how they actually are, and everything in between. But I'm genuinely concerned not concerned. I'm apprehensive about if that does happen, what kind of person will I become? And also what kind of rabbit holes are people going to go down? Like, are people going to watch every single thing that I've ever made and every single like video that I've ever put out? I've deleted a bunch of stuff, but what if there are people that were like screen recording it or saving it or downloading it in some way? I don't know. I don't know who has what of me out there or what people have seen. I have no fucking idea. And I guess I'm concerned about like how much I've like overshared who I am and how that there's so much ammunition to use against me, as well as like what are people gonna do with that? Like I don't know. I have no fucking idea how people perceive me, and I guess I'm worried. I'm apprehensive about putting this out, and what if it does have this like big moment that I've been waiting for my whole life? What if it is my breakthrough album, and what if it goes further than I ever could have imagined, and then all of a sudden my life is changed forever, and I can't be this anymore. You know, what if this goes away? This like hungry artist that wants to just express. I worry about being lazy with this shit after a potential successful record. I worry that I just won't try anymore. And I just worry about going back to like questioning if I'm a good person or not. I worry about one thing that I do or one thing that I say I worry about, because I just see it. I see it with everybody. I see it with any person that's ever talked about online ever, that people want to find something bad to say about them. And I am the kind of person that has no problem giving out a lot of, showing a lot of ugly sides of myself. And a lot of the bad parts of myself. But they're not even that bad. It's just shit that I think and shit that I say. I will never do anything that bad, but I worry that we're in some sort of morally what's like this, like, not even performative morality, but it's like we live in this time now where like your morality is like everything. That it's like people want to find bad things about celebrities so that they can feel like they have an up on them. Or this one, I was like, well, they're famous and they have all this money and they're really successful and people love, but they did this, so like I'm like way better of a person than them. Like, that's the attitude. That's like the attitude that a lot of people have. Is just like, yeah, they did all this shit, but like, bro, they did that one thing, they said that one thing, or they did that one thing. Those few things that are like, they're so bad, bro. And I'm such a better person than they are. Even though like my life sucks in comparison to them. That's what a lot of it is. People want to feel like they are better than others constantly. Now, even though I'm questioning my morals, I do think I'm genuinely a more kind-hearted person than most people. Or more generous with my time and energy and attention, I suppose. That's what makes somebody a good person is like them just, you know, sharing their energy with you and sharing a moment with you. I have no problem doing that. I really do love being good to others. I guess I hate how many times I've felt like I've given it to people that didn't deserve it, or people that I was like, I don't like how much of my good energy I've wasted on others, for sure. Is like what makes me so cautious about being that way, more than I'd love to be. I wish I had more money so that I could be more charitable and give people money if they need it. Like I would really love to help the world and save the world. And I have to remind myself that, not save the world, but that's a bit of a fucking ridiculous thing to say, I guess, right? But if I could have some positive impact on anybody's life at all, or change somebody's, you know, self-talk, and tell them like, hey, like, you're not, because I'm the same way. Like, I have to remind myself, like, you are not a bad person. You are not a piece of shit. But then I do things that make me feel like I am, and I do things that make me worry about other people thinking that I'm a piece of shit, though, you know, or that I'm you know, not accepting of others or whatever. And really, I'm accepting of everybody. I don't care what race somebody is or what sexual identity they have. Like, a lot of people, you know, I know a lot of older people roll their eyes at like the non-binary, trans, LGBTQ shit or whatever. Like, I get why they're thrown off at how like different the world is now than when they were growing up, but I think it's a beautiful thing that anybody can be whatever they want, and there's going to be somebody that accepts them for that. I think non-binary people or trans people or gay people, like, or people of all that walk all sorts of different paths in this world from all sorts of different countries. I think there's something worthy in everybody. Because I think human beings have so much potential, and I think that they're capable of doing so much good, and I guess I'm just heartbroken and sad that they are essentially going out of their way to do the opposite, is how it feels. People seem to relish in not only the free will to behave however they want. I don't know if people like acting bad or they just like the freedom of like, I don't have to follow the laws. I can break the rules. And then they fucking kill themselves on accident or kill somebody else, and they hurt themselves. They hurt somebody else at the very least, and then, you know, your life is irreversibly changed forever. People think speeding on the highway or speeding, you know, in their cars is not that big of a deal, or they think that they're in control, and it's like, dude, like, you can't undo speed. It's like, you can't undo how fast you're going in it. Because I hear someone flying down the highway, I think on their motorcycle. You can't undo things. You can't undo how much food you eat, or how much alcohol you drink, or how many drugs you do. You can't undo things. I'm so grateful that I have like a very strong, what is it, the prefrontal cortex, the part that practices restraint in the brain. I'm pretty sure that's the prefrontal cortex, whatever it's called. I am so grateful to have so much restraint and self-control, because if I didn't, I would be in some deep shit. Not anything that bad. I would just probably like have gotten a couple of women pregnant, and you know, if I like, I'm the kind of person where if I want to do anything, I will go out of my way to do it. Like, I could totally be a ladies' man if I want to, and if I the reason I don't is because that just sounds like too much work. Like, I think a lot of guys obsess over being like a player and being with as many women as they like want, and then like trying to fuck a bunch of women, and it's like all guys feel that. Like, all guys feel like we just want to fuck like every woman we are sexually attracted to ever. You know what I mean? Like we're just disgusting perverts, obviously. But some guys control that side of themselves better than not. And if I didn't, I definitely would have like caught some STDs or knocked a couple of women up at this point. But the reason I don't is because that doesn't seem like that's worth my time and energy and attention. Hooking up with women, I love hooking up with women. I love sex. I love all that shit just as much as any guy. But it's not really as important to me as like my music or making stuff or, you know, trying to expand the inner workings of who I am and try to figure out like every bit of what this person is, what my body and my mind and my spirit, like what every bit of what my whatever meaning I can find in this lifetime. I am focused so much on that and finding purpose and in finding like what my life is going to be, that everything else is irrelevant. You know? So many people focus on these things. They focus on like making money. They focus on a lot of shit that is like very superficial, like things that are part of the physical world, you know? And to me, the physical world just doesn't matter at all, because I'm not going to be here forever. Why the fuck would I spend so much time trying to make my physical life this perfect thing when that physical life is going to come to an end someday? Now, I should make money to have a better life or to be more comfortable or whatever. Like, money is the one thing that I'm like, all right, no, like making more money is never, I don't know if that's ever a bad thing unless you're already a billionaire. Then you really don't need any more. If you're like if you have $100 million, I think you'll be fine. So anything more than $100 million, $50 million, $1 million, you can live off $1 million for the rest of your life. Anyway, you know, besides making money, because money just, you know, you have so many options nowadays, obviously. Now more than ever, making money is, my God, you can do whatever, literally almost anything you want. Anyway, I'm just more obsessed with the introspection of myself. I'm obsessed with whatever is in here. He does not like the camera. You saw like Anyway. God, my mind is all over the place. It's like an inner monologue that just like that's how I feel like I talk sometimes, just blah, 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 and it's just none of it makes any fucking sense. Maybe it does. It's like as soon as I'm like getting to a point with something, another door to another thought opens, and then I pursue that, and then all of a sudden that breaks off into 3 different branches of thought, and then I have to kind of like think about which one's the most important to me, and then I just that's where how my thoughts work or whatever. Yeah, I've been talking for quite a while now. This is why I was usually doing this in the webcam, but I feel like this is way more personal in 4K. And when I'm something about holding the camera, I don't know, holding the camera feels like I'm here with you instead of just kind of. It was too easy to kind of throw the camera on and then just keep going. But with this, I have to think about like the playback and all that shit. Anyway, the fuck am I even talking about anymore? Yeah, I don't know if people are. I don't know what's going to happen with others, and I don't question if I'm a good person. I just hate the shit that I do when I'm drunk. That's why I've cut back on drinking, because I was sick of feeling like I'm a bad person. You know, like I've been basically like abstaining from drinking, because every time I drink, if it really is what kind of mood I'm in. That what I was talking about earlier, that thing that happened at emo night, my arm was twisted to go out with my friends because they were all going out. And I literally told them like multiple times, I don't feel well. I don't feel good today. I feel very depressed, or I just felt very empty. I felt like shit. Let me just, there's one word that I think everyone can relate on how sometimes you feel throughout the day is I just felt like shit. My arm was twisted to go out, and then I had too much to drink, and then I acted like a fucking asshole and felt bad about myself. That's the fucking cycle that I'm trying to stop. Is this vicious cycle of like, oh, I don't feel good, but I'm going to let peer pressure get to me. And then, oh, God, I'm in this situation that I'd maybe rather not be. I wish I went home, and now I'm drunk, and now I'm acting like a dickhead, and now I feel like people hate me, and now I feel like I'm a bad person. Now I'm going to crawl into my hole and go home and never come out again. That's what my, like, party life going out into the world has been like. Because I realized I don't like going out drinking. I like going out and meeting people potentially through drinking, and I don't know any other way to meet people. Except through online. Maybe that's why I want to do these too, is to meet people that are my people finally. But I hate how easy it is to go out and get drunk. What's funny is I go out and get drunk hoping I'll socialize with people, and then I don't. Like, I'll either go out by myself and just sit there in silence, or on my phone and for like the entire time, because I don't feel comfortable enough to go up to talk to anybody, and I assume that people think I want to be left alone, so they don't come up and talk to me. And then when I go out with friends, I'm only going to stay in my bubble and not actually expand, because I feel guilty if I leave the group for another. Like, I'm the kind of person, if I come with people, I'm not just going to like walk away at, you know, like that friend that invites you to a house party and you don't know anybody there, and as soon as you get there, they just leave and go with another group, and suddenly you're like by yourself. Like, I hate making people feel that way. I never want to think I never want to make people feel that I'm like, you know, blowing them off is what I'm trying to say. Like, that's how much I am like selfless with people sometimes too, is I will do things that I don't like, or, you know, I went out when my arm was twisted, I went out because they wanted me to come out with them, because I feel like the glue with a lot of my groups of friends. And I want to be the glue, but I hate how, like, you know, even if I'm feeling like shit and I'm vehemently like adamant about, you know, not wanting to go out, and then they fucking get me to go out anyway. You know, I'm not blaming them. I'm just like, I wish that I was stronger in moments of peer pressure. I wish that I had but, you know, and it's not, I think some people act that way so that they feel like it's not like I'm doing it from I want you to really want me to come with you. It's not like, I want to feel desired. I want to feel wanted. It's not that. It's like, I just feel guilted into it, you know? I feel guilted into a lot of things, and that's why I'm so, with the guys at work, honestly, a lot of times they're like talking about going out, and I have to be very like straight up like, no, I don't want to do that. And as much as I love hanging out with Blaine and Rob from the store and love hanging out with them outside of work, they're in a place of starting to enjoy that nightlife and going out more, and I've been doing that for 10 fucking years, playing music and shit. I've been doing it for longer, outside of playing gigs and shit. I've been drinking since I was like fucking 16, 17 years old. Just started drinking more as I got older. But I feel like I'll always say this, I'm a light switch of a personality. I'm either on or off, or like I'm either being extremely selfish and guarding my fucking world with my life, or I am letting people do whatever they want with me. And this is the fucked up part, is that if I wanted a bunch of friends and I wanted a bunch of fake relationships with people, then I easily could just be that. You could just be selfless and be kind and like go out of your way for others. That's what being a good friend is. That's all that it takes to be like a good person to others, or like it's just to go out of your way for people. I go out of my way too much. Talking about like my ex-girlfriend earlier, and a few ex-relationships that I've had, like I let them do whatever the fuck they want. And then they take advantage of it. You know, like I'm one of those boyfriends, one of those guys that if I'm with a woman, you can do whatever the fuck you want, and I will let you get away with almost anything. But at the same time, I know that I have to like speak up and put my foot down every now and then, or else like they'll not only take advantage of it, but then that you like they will lose respect for you. That's how women are. So. That's what it is, guys. Gentlemen, bros, dudes, you're either kissing your woman's ass and she has you wrapped around her finger, or you put your foot down and she gets upset with you, and if she's a smart woman, she will stay with you. But a lot of women are fucking, you know, as soon as, and this sounds so like, I never want any criticisms that I have with towards women to come off as misogynistic or like I hate women. I fucking love women. I just question them a lot. I'm so confused by them. I wish they loved themselves more. I wish they were better to themselves more, because they deserve that. Women deserve to not feel like they have to do porn to be appreciated, or to feel like they have purpose in the world. You know, like it's just sad. It's sad how like OnlyFans is like a standard. Like how many people, like just how many, specifically women, obviously, like get naked and do porn and film themselves doing all sorts of shit to make a buck. That is not, to me, that is not, you could say, oh, women empowerment, women are taking back their sexuality. Women's bodies are the most valuable asset that they have. So the fact that they're careless with, a lot of them can be careless with their bodies. That's where I can't not criticize that. I don't understand how women can easily just be, or a lot of them. You know, you look at porn, go online, you will see so many like very attractive women, like hot, gorgeous women getting fucked on the internet. It's crazy. It's absolutely fucking crazy. But anyway, to not criticize women so much. Women are just funny like that, as far as, you know, trying to understand them is only possible if they are consistent, and women are very unpredictable with their emotions, and they can be inconsistent in that ways. But when you find a woman that's strong or is so strong-willed in who she is and knows who she is, that's so fucking valuable, guys. Like and those women are out there. This is what frustrates the shit out of me. Is like the love of my life is probably out there. Like not even the love of my life. Just somebody that can have a very. I don't believe in like people having one soulmate for life. I think that anybody can fall in love with anybody in the right circumstances, in the right time. Like why else are there like fucking creature-looking dudes with very attractive women? It's because, you know, the woman was just familiar with them, and the guy's probably got money or treats them right. Like there are all sorts of reasons why people find others attraction, find attraction in others. Consistency is the biggest part of that, obviously. But anybody can fall in love with anybody. I get frustrated at the thought of like where the fuck is this, like this, where are the women that aren't, you know, not even women, where are the people that aren't riddled with a bunch of shit? Because guys got all their fucking problems too. I feel so bad for how many women out there have like guys that are with guys that are just so fucked up and have so many issues, and are substance abusers, are actual abusers, domestic abusers, and they need therapy. They need to stop doing drugs and drinking alcohol, and they're just fucked up guys. And the woman, like, that is such a, like, women are so amazing with how much they'll deal with men, but men deal with a lot of shit from women too, you know? But yeah, with my ex-girlfriends personally, I wish and the only reason I talk about it is because I don't have that many ex-girlfriends, so it's like my only experiences, like with the handful of relationships that I've had throughout my life, that's the only thing that I can really go off of to bring some sort of context to this and some sort of way of communicating that for me, you know. But coincidentally, a lot of the women that I've dated were just I don't know. I think a lot of them like either put me on a pedestal or had like these expectations from me because I was so in love with that. Like, you know, I'm such a loving person and so giving, but like because I've never really had that much money, that's like been such a deal breaker for a lot of my relationships, or like just it's it has had an unnecessary impact on them. Not an unnecessary, and they're very justified in being that and being that way, or how, like, you know, I get why women look at men like that, but I don't know if you've looked around. There's not really as far as people making money or trying to succeed in the world is harder than it's ever been. So I totally get why people do the OnlyFans shit or why they just do porn. If all my family died tomorrow, if I had nobody to disappoint, I'd probably do it too. But I have too many people that would see me and be like, oh my god, I can't believe that he's doing porn. That's like, it would fuck with, you know, I've already done too much, like, I've already revealed too much of myself that's like the one thing that I can never do. You know, I can never do that because that's like the only thing that I have that feels private to me is my sexuality and whatever, being nude. I would totally get nude in a movie though. Like, that would be something cool to do. Getting paid millions of dollars, you know. Doing sex scenes with women, I don't know. That shit seems so weird. I want to transition into acting too. I think I only want to make it with music so that I have more opportunities with I've talked about that plenty on this channel too in the older videos before I deleted them. I want to act so badly. I miss acting so much, and I want to be in movies. I want to be in TV. Maybe that's all this is my own documentary of myself, or my own show going on here, but my own vibe or whatever. But I really want to transition into that, and music is just such an easy way to do it. Like, if I just, you know, suddenly become somebody. How many fucking, you know, look at all these musicians that we see in movies, and some of them are so terrible. Like, I'll never see a movie with Post Malone in it and take it seriously. I'm never going to see a movie with The Weeknd in it and take it seriously. Sabrina Carpenter is an exception because she was an actress before she even really did this shit. Some people are just naturals, like, as well, you know, like, David Bowie was a natural. Prince is good in Purple Rain. Like, some musicians are, look at Eminem in 8 Mile. Granted, that's like basically a semi-autobiographical story for him, but he's still good in it. He's still, you know, brings a solid performance. Musicians sometimes are solid actors and sometimes they're not. Lady Gaga is amazing. Even though I'm not crazy about her music, I think she's a solid actress. I think she's a solid performer. I love Lady Gaga as an artist. I just don't really care for her music or any movies that she's done or anything. But I love her as a person. She is like the exception of, like, Lady Gaga, Stephanie, whatever her last name is. Lady Gaga as a person is such a, like, commendable artist and so real and honest with herself, and I fucking love that about her. She and Adele are kind of like I put them in a specific place of, like, women that I really respect in the world of music and just anything. Anyway, I'd love to, transition all that stuff, and I'd love to do something big with my life. I miss the time that I had in high school where everyone was young and we had nothing but time to make videos and make stuff that now as an adult, it's really hard. Unless you have people that are as dedicated as you are to making something, you can't really get anything done anymore. Not easily at least. Like, it just takes longer, and but you need people to work with. You need to, like, work with groups and shit. Now, see, I value that so much. I value, like, human connection and people doing things together and people being with each other. I value it so much, and I guess I'm just, like, disappointed that there's not more of that in my life, that I want more togetherness and I don't have it. And I want more creative influences in person. I want to not just be, like, obsessing with this cat, you know, with Larry David and Seinfeld and South Park. I don't want to, like, you know, I don't have, like, a relationship with those people, so I can only watch their work. I can't, like, talk about the work with them. I can't get into their heads with that shit. But I want to work with people that I respect enough to maybe make something somewhat close to that same level of work. I've been watching the Seinfeld DVDs, the commentaries, and these people are all just so smart. Larry David is so fucking smart. Seinfeld is smart. All the Larry Charles, all the Tom Sharones, like, they're all fucking geniuses. You know what I mean? When it comes to comedy, when it comes to storytelling, like they know that shit because of how much it was valued at the time and how much it's valued in their culture, obviously. I think that I think there's so much untapped potential for human beings, and I guess I want to be a part of what breaks the dam and lets the water out. I want to be a part of what I want to be the person that loosens the hydrant and you know, I want to be a part of a burst of artists of this new generation that has to carry the torch for all of the people that are going to die soon. Because these people are all dying. They're old. Larry David's going to go soon. Paul McCartney is in his 80s. He's going to die. Ringo Starr is in his 80s. All these people that are like very influential. The Stones are still with us, but they're going to go soon. Like, I'm not even a Stones fan, but I'm just talking about people that are influential in the 20th century that are still alive with us, that were like the legends, the legendary status of people like that is not really a thing anymore. I don't know who they're going to talk about in the 21st century. I hope to be a part of the conversation, though. My only goal in life is to be, I want to be the greatest, one of the greatest songwriters of the 21st century. One of the greatest artists, just period. I want to be one of those people like Bowie that just does a bunch of shit. He did music and so much stuff. You know, just so much stuff. I admire Donald Glover for having Childish Gambino and Derek Comedy and Atlanta and Community and doing all this shit. And his movies, like he's just done so much shit, and I really admire people like that find their purpose in this world, and they do such a good job at it. Now he's an exception. Donald Glover is so good. Like there are people in this era that are going to, you know, not even outshine others, but they can do so much and they bring so much to the table. Is what I'm trying to say. I personally feel like I could bring a lot to the table too. I guess I wish that somebody, you know, gave me the go. I'd love someone with an endless budget and be like, hey, like I want to support anything that you do creatively, and I just want to be a part of it, and I just want to make sure that you're making the stuff that you want to make. Now, I've had a taste of that here and there, but you know, I want to be able to take a handful of my friends that I really admire and respect from a talent and knowledge and well-rounded standpoint, from just like them being, you know, good people to work with. I want to have a bunch of money, and I want to have my friends and just have people that I really respect, and I want to work on a bunch of shit with them for the rest of my life. That's what my life goal is. And my life goal is to leave this world. I'll most likely die in the 21st century because I'm a 93 baby. So, I mean, I don't know. If I make it to 107 and I make it to the year 2200, that'd be fucking, no, 2100? Idiot. If I make it to 2100, that'd be fucking insane. The year 20, like that sounds insane, but it's possible. Kirk Douglas was like 110 or 12 before he died. Anyway, I should probably end this in a second because I should do some other stuff and break up this long monologue that I've started. But I don't know. I just wanted to have this moment really get out a lot of what's been on my mind with you all, because it's kind of the point of this. But I want to be one of the greatest songwriters of the 21st century, and I want to be one of the most impactful human beings in this world that I can be before I die, because like I was saying earlier, for some reason when I was a kid, I just always like felt that. I always like felt that I was not special, but I always felt like I was going to do something very important. And I don't know what that is. Maybe I'm not meant to do that, but the feeling, like having that attitude, I don't see how that's a bad thing. Just even if I don't do it, what is gonna happen? Like, is there anything bad that's gonna happen from me having that attitude? I don't think so. I think the only way that things happen is if people have that attitude of I can do it. I don't think the Beatles were sitting there thinking like, well, I don't know, maybe we're good songwriters. No, they fucking knew that was their fucking destiny, and they knew that they had something extremely special as the Fab Four. That's why that band is very special. It's not them as individuals. It's like they were so perfect as a four-piece band. Perfect. They got lucky. They were good songwriters. Everything worked out for them. They had a good manager. They had a good producer in George Martin. like everything just worked and they seized the opportunity. And I guess what I get in my head about a lot of shit is where the fuck is the opportunity for me to seize that I haven't created myself? You know, where is the other person or where are the other people that are going to, you know, feed my, they're going to water my plant and I'm going to water theirs. Like that's all I'm wanting lately is like, where are the people that can keep up with me, you know, and are on that same, you know, level of ability. That's one thing, because I get frustrated at how many people can't fucking. I really am so like selective with who I play music with or I ask to like record on my stuff, because I want to make sure that they can actually do a good job and actually, again, like keep up with me, because I, with music, bring so much to the table. But it's not only someone staying at keeping up with you at your level, but them wanting to work with you. It's like all this shit just has to work out. And I've been so annoyed at how much I want to do and how hard that it is. I have multiple people that I love working with. We're all just busy living our lives in our 30s, because that's what these years are, is like, oh, money comes first. That your dreams start to slowly fade away into a nothing. I guess that's what I'm having to accept lately too. Is like I've talked about that recently on here too. Is like I have to accept what my life is and not be disappointed if it's something if it isn't what I want it to be just yet. But and I am accepting that. My life is fine. My life is totally fine. But man, I want to do so much more with it, and I want to have more fun, and I want to have more people in it, and I just want to live so big. I don't care about anything other than being big. Not literally, not like, you know, in a popularity standpoint, but I feel like my soul, my ego won't rest until I do something that changes the world for the better. Or once I do something that just has some sort of influence on others. Not being an influencer, I think those people are fucking stupid and I hate them. But being impactful. I just want to do something that has a big impact, whatever it is. Not something bad. I'm not going to fucking go out hurting anybody or anything like that. I'm not going to hurt myself. But I want to do good. I want to do right by this world, despite how much I feel like it's done wrong by me. Coincidentally too, it's not like, oh, like, woe is me, like, oh god, my life is so, like, I've had bad shit happen to me. Everyone's had bad shit happen to them, but I mean, like, you know, like, fuck that. Fuck holding on to that. Fuck like letting your past define who you are now or define what your life is going to be. So I guess that's why I have to just remind myself that I am good, and that I am trying to do good, and I am trying to... None of this is virtue signaling. I just genuinely want to do right by others and do some good for the world, because the world gave me music, and the world gave me movies and love and compassion and just all sorts of things that I love. Good food, like God, the world is so amazing. I guess I just want it to be as amazing as it can be. And I want it to be something beautiful before I die. Because I feel like I've been infected by how ugly a lot of things are in the world, and I've let it like dictate how I feel a lot of the time, and I'm just tired of feeling like a disappointed father to a society of little babies who don't know how to behave right. I should stop this here because this is going on for fucking too long. Thank you for watching all this. You watched all that and listened to me rant for that long. You deserve a fucking medal. I kind of want to send you money. If I make money someday, I will send you something as a thank you. Let's do some other stuff. I gotta get some shit done here. I think this is what I have planned for the day. I'm gonna watch the new episode of The Boys that just dropped today. I'm gonna finish that book, Lord of the Flies, and do a review on it. I have to finish it. I really loved it so far, and I gotta finish it while the beginning of it is still fresh in my mind. I want to spend time with this little baby boy right here. And And I should probably get some exercise at some point today too. And I got to meal prep for the next few days too. I got to meal prep for my food for the week, for the rest of the week or whatever. So yeah, it's just a day of enjoyment and productivity. And I'm glad I have a fucking day off to get some shit done, to do some stuff. So yeah, I should definitely play some drums or play some music for you all in a little bit here too. But yeah, I'm gonna watch The Boys in a second here, and I'll check in with you all in just a little bit here. Thanks so much for watching. That whole fucking rant was very unnecessary, but I feel like I got a lot out, and I feel like this singular video, whenever I post this vlog 11, this video alone will kind of bring me comfort in knowing that, like, I don't want to be a mystery when I die, or I don't want people to like question what kind of person I am when I die. So that's really what a lot of this vlog is too, is me reminding myself that I want to film myself and remind myself that my self-image is completely different than what I actually am, you know, and I have to like not obsess over questioning who I am or having self-doubt. I have to fucking be secure in who I am, and I have to be secure in knowing that I'm a good person, knowing that I'm worthy of existence. I guess that's it. Yeah, I'll be back in a little bit. Well, damn, that was episode 6 of season 5. Well, 2 episodes left of the series of The Boys. I'm obviously going to do a whole review of the entire series in a couple of weeks when it's done. But what I will say about season 5 so far is it feels like it's all been lead up to these last few episodes. What I will say is I was a little disappointed with how underwhelming season 4 felt. And season 5 has been, there's been, besides a couple of character deaths, nothing big has happened yet, but the way this episode ended is finally like, all right, I think we're finally in the end game of like, shit is actually going down. I think I don't know about you guys, if anybody else has been watching, but I've been anticipating, I thought all of season 5, I was hoping all of season 5 would be more like, every episode would be like crazy and big shit happening, but it's been more funny than anything. Like it's been literally just kind of pushing the dial a little bit while, you know, keeping everything comedic or whatever, but it's all just been lead up. So I'm waiting, I'm like really anticipating what the fuck is going to happen in these last 2 episodes is all. Cause this show this is one of those shows where it's like Game of Thrones. Something big has to fucking happen. If something big doesn't happen, I'm going to be shocked. So yeah, the way that episode 6 ended though was pretty, you know, a big jaw-dropping moment. So I'm very excited to see what the next few episodes are like. I'm gonna eat a little bit here. It's basically 5. I'm gonna wait a few minutes for it to hit 5, and that should be long enough of a fast. I think the last thing I ate yesterday was like at 10 or 11 p.m. So that's more than enough fasting for today. I don't even like try to fast, which is funny. I just don't have an appetite for the first like 6 hours that I'm awake. Usually, rarely do I have an appetite for the first few hours, unless I barely ate anything. I've been eating so well lately, though. I've been eating like enough that like I can wait till much later in the day. It depends on how much I'm doing. If I'm exercising, I gotta eat something. But if I'm just sitting on the couch and, you know, if you don't, I think the most important thing with maintaining, like, while I try to maintain my weight at this point, or just like how I try to look at exercise and diet and whatever, is I purely am lately going off of like, how much activity am I getting, or how much activity do I plan on getting today? If I'm like, I made the bad decision a couple of times going to theme parks thinking like, oh yeah, I can wait till later to eat. Meanwhile, we're walking like fucking 10 miles, potentially, not that many, but we're, you know, you're walking a few miles in a theme park. So I've had a lot of moments where I didn't eat, or I would fast and then not, you know, and then I would fast and then get too much activity, and then there have been times where I ate too much and didn't get any activity. So what I'm saying is, I like to go off of how much activity or how much I'm actually doing that day. I'm definitely gonna eat something now, because in a few hours from now I want to go for a run, or at least get some movement in, get my heart do some good by my heart or whatever. Try to get, that's the main reason why I like to run, is because it's just so good for your cardiovascular health, and I don't want to have a heart attack from all of the bullshit I've eaten over the years. So, or all the anger that I've self-induced, or not self-induced, just yeah, all the anger that I've had over the years. Anyway, yeah, I plan on getting. I'm going to be doing a lot of sitting and I'm going to be doing plenty of sitting and plenty of activity today. So, yeah, I feel like if people are sitting around doing nothing and then eating a bunch, it just doesn't make sense. Like, if you're having problems losing weight, go off of, like, how much activity are you actually getting? Because if you're, like, pretty overweight and you don't, like, do much, you don't really have to eat, like big people, I think Kevin James talked about how he fasted for, like, almost, like, a little over a month straight, like, fucking crazy. But if you're a big person, you can go with, like, minimal nutrients, minimal food for a very long time. I don't know how much he was doing a fasting, like straight up, if you're just drinking water. I don't know how. I assume when people say fasting for that long, they're saying, like, not physical food, but you have to get something or else you're going to die, right? So, I don't know. Some people go crazy with fasting. They do, like, 3 days or a day or two dry fast, no water, nothing. That just sounds awful. But fasting has saved me in a lot of ways, as far as it's made me feel comfortable with, I feel like okay with not eating for a large majority of the beginning of the day. And I like eating in large amounts too. So it's like when I do get my calories in, I'll just, like, get it all in at once kind of thing. I feel like a camel in that way. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to get something in my body in a minute here, though, and see what else is going on for the day. I think I'm going to read a little bit of Lord of the Flies until the sun goes down a little more, because I don't want to go for a run in this heat just yet. But once it's like 6 or 7 o'clock and it's littlest bit of sunlight out, but, like, like dusk, once dusk hits, it's perfect for a run, in my opinion. If I lived in a safer neighborhood, I would definitely go on runs at night, but I don't trust. It's not even like being in a poor area. It's like mainly I don't trust drivers. Like my streets are straight up just open roads. There's no, like, private community here, so there's open roads. People are just kind of flying. So I wear all black usually, so I don't trust drivers at night sometimes. I don't know, sometimes I'll do so. Anyway, this is all unnecessary information for you all. I apologize. But that's kind of what's going on through my head right now. Gonna smoke weed, eat, and do whatever I feel like. And yeah. Before I forget, this just crossed my mind. I probably talk a lot about diet and health and just taking care of yourself, taking care of the body. I'm in a place where I'm trying to stay very strong-willed and taking care of my health right now personally. But I think the reason I get so passionate about it, the reason I'm so vocal about it, is because I care about others, and I'm annoyed at this point, very annoyed and bothered by the fact that people having issues with their weight is such a problem in the U.S. and apparently in a lot of places in the world in general. But I'm so tired of people complaining about it. Like, if you're a heavy person, if you're a fat guy and you are totally fine with your weight and you want to be that funny fat guy, Chris Farley, and you don't care if you die, you don't care about your health, like, whatever, more power to you. I am genuinely envious of that, because I wish I could just, I'm not saying that I want to live that kind of life. I'm amazed if somebody has that much of a lack of, like, self-care, I guess. It's kind of astounding. But the reason that I get, if you're owning it and you don't care about your weight, you don't give a shit about any of that stuff, like, that's fine. Like, that's not a big deal. I think that's, in a weird way, it's kind of admirable. It's like people, if, like, they've accepted that they're alcoholics, it's like, I kind of get it, is all I'm saying. I get it. If you just want to accept, like, where you're at in life, nothing wrong with that. But you can't do whatever you want and eat whatever you want and drink a bunch of alcohol and drink a bunch of, like, just ingest a bunch of garbage and then complain about being overweight. It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. If you really care about your weight, if you really care about how you look or your health, then that extra fucking cookie or ice cream at the end of the day is not, that shouldn't be more important, is what I keep telling myself. Like, I keep telling myself that food is so delicious, but it is not worth the health problems that it causes. alcohol is fun and I love it, but it's not worth how much it's not worth how much it warps like my perspective of things and warps my mind. But I'm so tired of people having problems with their weight and Ozempic being a thing. I'm so tired of like people having issues when it's like you literally just have to move more and dealing with being a little hungry more often than not. Don't starve yourself. Don't go nuts with fasting like I have, where I've sometimes like had an apple all day, and I've gone a little too far with fasting sometimes, because for a while I had it in my head that like all food is poison, all calories are bad. But there's just something there's something so important about just I've been embracing whole foods, or foods that are just that give so much to my body. The reason whole foods are so necessary is because of how much you're getting out of it. You can eat like one egg and a little bit of like some vegetables to start the day, and that's like so much good that your body, so much good nutrients that your body is getting, that you can go off of that for a while. Like it blows my mind how many people just ingest empty calories and things that are not doing anything. Like there's so many things. Like the reason I love soda, but the reason I don't drink it at all is because it is only negative. It's only negatively impacting your body. There's nothing positive about that, or candy, or fast food, or junk food. There's no positive to it. This is really what I'm trying to get at. And I love that shit so much. Taco Bell is my favorite place in the world, to be honest. And honestly, Taco Bell and McDonald's kept me from, being fucking hungry as shit after a night at the bar or whatever. Like that those places have saved my ass so many fucking times. But that was another reason why I wanted to quit the gig life, is because I was tired of relying on fast food. I've been meal prepping because I don't want to rely on having to go out and buy food and make it, when I could just like prep it and heat it up the next day. Like it's so easy to do that. But it seems like that's like those are the two things that you can do. Is you can either not give a shit about your health and just embrace like, no, I want to die like this. I want to die eating an unnecessary amount of garbage and just I don't give a shit about my health. That's fine. Like whatever. Again, that's kind of I don't know why I'm like the way I look at that is kind of skewed, because a part of me is just like, I get it. Like go for it. Fuck it. Live and enjoy life. But you can't get upset about the repercussions or the consequences of living and enjoying your life too much. You can't enjoy too much of a good thing. Too much of a good thing is such a real thing, but that's my message for all the people that have weight issues. Anybody, I don't want to use the word fat because that hurts people's feelings. Can't talk about fat people. No. But if you have issues with your weight, if you have issues with your health, or you're like worried about that shit, then like you have to like want. The desire to take care of your body has to outweigh, no pun intended, the desire you have for being addicted to tastes and flavors. Because that's what you're addicted to. You're not addicted to food. You're addicted to the way food tastes. And you were raised, probably most likely most people in America were raised in a family like, you don't waste food around here. You fucking, every bit you put it, I could never imagine being one of those people that like spits out their food. Well, I don't have it in me. I don't have that's like an eating disorder, first of all. And I just don't, I could never picture myself like wasting food, like taking a bite and then spitting it out, unless I'm acting in a scene in a movie or something, you're doing a bunch of takes or whatever. If you're doing when it comes to eating for a visual, that's obviously completely different. But I don't understand how I do understand it, because I watch Kiana Doherty on YouTube, and she talks about all this. Shout out to Kiana Doherty. She's amazing and does a lot of videos about food and health and shit. But she has completely changed my point of view on the food industry as a whole, and how much she's talked about like how corrupt all of it is, and how like they literally create UPFs, ultra processed foods, to get you addicted to. They can make money off of you. I'm basically like, I have like such an anti. I'm so like anti spending my money on things that I don't need to, or I don't want to I don't want to do. It's a kind of an act of again, and like it's like in my rebellious nature. It's like I don't want to give money to these people that literally want me to get addicted to their shit that I eat myself to death. You know, like she was talking about. She made a whole video recently about like how Doritos are just like literally designed to get you to keep eating them and get addicted to them and keep buying them. And that's one of my favorite chips. It's probably my favorite chip of all time. Doritos are my shit, as well as the kettle cooked Cape Cod potato chips. Those are very fucking delicious. But I look at all this stuff as party food more than anything. Like that's the best part about parties is you can just like eat a bunch of different shit, and because it's a party, you don't have to feel like you have to eat all of it. You know, it's like a lot of these things are meant to be shared. Like a lot of the best food and the best tasting things is it's better to share it and not eat 1,000 calories in one sitting or whatever. But I'm shocked. I think I'm shocked. Being an American, I've seen that my whole life. People having weight issues, and then there's like everyone's got a completely different, you know, internal like ecosystem within their household as far as like. Not everyone. It's a sad sight. It's a sad thing to think. Like not every kid gets to decide what they eat for dinner. They have to depend on their parents, and it's your job as a parent to make sure that they're not eating a bunch of fucking crap. But a lot of parents are also the ones eating a bunch of fucking crap too. So I think I care about it so much because I don't want people to die. That's the only reason I don't. It's the only reason I'm very adamant about these things, or why I'm like, yo, like, you have to take care of yourself. You have to. Because you know, you'll feel better. You're just gonna feel better. Like I'm still dealing with like being depressed and anxious, but I don't feel like shit too. I think for a while I was using food and alcohol to give myself such horrible stomach aches and throwing up. Like I made myself sick, voluntarily made myself sick because it was a distraction from how fucking depressed and miserable I am a lot of the time. And now that I'm not doing that, and I just have to confront these feelings like everybody else does at some point, you have to confront the self. Now that I'm doing that, I'm realizing all these things. I'm realizing how much I was trying to like, you know, I don't know, kill something inside me or whatever. I was trying to like just shove it down or whatever. Anyway, I care about all of you very much. I care about your health. I care about your habits, because your habits and your vices are killing you. They're gonna kill you. You every decision you make in general, something is probably killing you. Everything is killing us slowly, regardless. That I think it is on us. It's on each individual human being to, you know, slow that process down. You know, like if everything's already gonna kill you in the end anyway, why add on to the things that are killing you? It's like if you're sinking in a boat and you decide to pour more water into it or whatever. It just doesn't make any sense. But a lot of things don't make sense. People don't make sense, even though they're very predictable in a lot of ways. I thought that was just something that Sage said, the character Sage said in the Boys episode just now, and how people are very and then in the very end of the episode, it was a very big moment, and how I don't want to say anything because you should watch it. But Sage is this character in The Boys that's this black woman who's like only superpower is that she's like the smartest person in the world. And I thought I love her character actually. She was kind of like eye rolling at first, and they make her like obviously just throw all their snarkiness into that character. But I think she's great, and I love how much she's added to this show. That's very hard to do. The hardest thing television writers have to do is introducing new characters and not only bringing them into the swing of things as smoothly as possible, but to make them likable is fucking hard as shit. Lost did that very well. Anytime there's a new character, you're like invested in them, or you actually like are just kind of curious to see what they add and what they're bringing to the table. So yeah, take care of your health, everybody. Take care of your body. And if you don't want to, well, then just ignore everything that I'm saying. But you can't have both. You can't do whatever you want and eat whatever you want and not really move your body and then complain about how you got a couple pounds on you. You can't have both, is what I'm trying to say. And then there are people like, I don't know, the competitive eaters that I guess can have both, but they're lifting so much. Competitive eaters, their exercise outweighs the amount that they're eating. Like they can eat an insane amount because they're fucking jacked. A lot of these dudes are fucking jacked, and they eat way better and more efficiently than the big people. Like the fat guys, or like all the best competitive eaters are very strong people, is what I'm saying. They're all that stuff is they're eating all those calories with an intention. But I'm just sick. I am fucking sick of America having problems with its weight, and I'm tired of I'm so fucking sick of people like complaining about it or so. I fucking ran into someone. Like, I won't get into the details of this, but I was with somebody at Costco. I ran into someone, and the person was complaining about their weight. Meanwhile, like, they were carrying bottles of liquor and planned on drinking that night. That's the thing. That's the hardest part, is if you want to cut down weight, stop drinking. Stop drinking alcohol, specifically beer. Beer is so many calories, as far as, like, you're drinking a lot of them. I would drink like a 6-pack, pretty much at least a 6-pack every time I was drinking beer. That's around 700 or 800 calories, probably. 700 or 800 calories for liquid is wild to me. But beer every beer is at least like 100 calories, maybe 120 to 110, 120 calories per beer, depending. If it's a light beer, that's different. But Stella's, I think, are around like 110 calories, 100, like give or take. So 6 of them, that'd be like 660 calories, right? That's a lot. So, cutting out drinking and not relying on fast food, not depending on these types of places to get calories in. Because unfortunately, I live in Florida. Everything closes at like 8 or 9 o'clock. So if I'm working at my job and there's nothing else that's open, even now, like our store closes at 8 or 9. 8, except on weekends we close on weekends we close at 9, but usually we close every single night at 8. Thankfully, some stores are still open, like some grocery stores are open, but most like restaurants are closed by that time, or they are starting to close, at least. I don't know. I think it's annoying, is all I'm trying to say. It's annoying, people complaining about these things and not really actually giving a shit about it. I find it fucking hysterical how many people complain and then don't do anything about it. I'm going to complain about my fucking anger and my depression, but I'm actively trying to feel better and actively trying to, like, better myself just in general. But other than that, I got no complaints. Other than forever just feeling like I'm a waste of life and angry at the world for the fact that I have to exist in this shit and then I die and become nothing forever. Besides that, I'm fine. I'm cool as a cucumber. Life's not that bad for me right now. But yeah, that's my message for you all. That's like, I gotta stop talking about like health and just shut the fuck up about it, because I feel like I'm very annoying about it. But it's so important to me, and I wish it was more important to other people. But people are too sad to care about their health. They're too sad and too, like, their lives suck too much that the fucking food and alcohol they consume is the only bit of happiness and the only bit of, like, something that they have control over, is enjoying those things. That's fucking sad. That's America, though. Our country isn't doing too well, and our economy sucks. Everything's too expensive. No wonder people are addicts with all these things, with a multitude of different things. Like, no wonder everyone is addicted to something. Me, I just love smoking weed and complaining on the internet and making videos. I'm more addicted to making videos and being in production with music or video or writing something. Like, I'm so hooked on this stuff that I have to take care of my health so that I can do this forever, or as much as I want, for as long as I can. I see people like, what's his name, Dave Bluntz? I see people like Dave Bluntz, and I'm like, this dude literally has an oxygen tank on stage. It's fucking scary, that clip of him with Neon where he's like singing in the booth, I've been laughing all the way to the bank or whatever, and he is running out of breath. It is just fucking sad. And then you see a lot of people making fun of them online, and it's like, that's like, I don't want to say it's tough love. That's a fucked up. There's no such thing as like bullying someone and masquerading that as tough, like that, trying to masquerade that as tough love. That's absolute bullshit. Like, if you're bullying people for their weight, then you're bullying them. But it's interesting how people point it out so excessively. There's always like an excessive amount of people like pointing out all the fatties on the internet, and I think a lot of it is a fear of becoming that themselves, that they have to say that so they can shame themselves into never being fat, as well as like they just think it's funny. Like I was thinking about this recently. Where are the funny fat guys? I think Jonah Hill was kind of the last funny fat guy that we had, but he's not fat anymore, and he's definitely not funny. Chris Farley's dead. John Candy's dead. John Belushi's dead. Kevin James isn't fat anymore. Ethan Suplee isn't fat anymore. A lot of the funny fat guys that we had at least either lost weight or died. But I'm wondering where the funny fat guy is. We need a funny fat guy again, America, because maybe that's where a lot of that energy needs to be directed to, is a relief of like Chris Farley. What made that man great is that he was okay with being the funny fat guy. And I'm sure maybe like what I've seen about him is like a lot of that shit was like he was very insecure about it actually in a lot of ways, and had a lot of issues, and used food and drugs and alcohol to like that's just such a, he's like the epitome of what being in America is, honestly. But he was, he was so crazy about that, and then he just used it to his advantage by being the funny fat guy. And we love him for it. Like, we love Chris Farley throwing himself into shit and being like, yeah, laugh at my expense. He embraced that. That's why I appreciate or can respect Chris Farley's, that aspect. I don't respect much else, but I do respect that aspect of Chris Farley's legacy, is that he owned it. He owned who he was. And he accepted that. And unfortunately, he died literally at like my age, like 33 or 32 or 33 or 34. And he died way too young, but he lived the way he wanted to live. And he gave us some really good laughs. But I think that relief, like people need placeholders through, like we need certain, not even celebrities, but just certain public figures to fill in these like archetypes that we want to like categorize so that we can give meaning to them, and that we can give, we can direct those feelings and those thoughts towards. I guess there's just like a surplus of freaks and funny fat people now online. Like there's just so many fucking, you got these people on TikTok, bro. Holy shit. People on mainly on TikTok and on Instagram and YouTube or whatever. You got all these dudes like James Bola and, oh man, whoever, like a lot of these mukbangers and shit who like literally I think they're posting videos of them eating online to make money to be able to buy more food that they're going to take videos of and post themselves eating online. I'm totally convinced that people like James Bull, like he's just eating himself to death and he's okay with it, and he's putting himself online so that he can get more money to eat himself to death more quickly or something. I don't know. I think that's a lot of this shit. I think is just some sort of like crazy this crazy version of self-hate and self-destruction, I think, is what a lot of it is. I think all of it's self-destruction. I think Chris Farley was a very sad person and needed comedy, needed things like that to make people feel joy, because he didn't have enough joy within himself and didn't have enough his self-esteem. So he was probably so insecure that the only way he was able to kind of get away from that was with his addictions, his habits, and his performing, and I just find that really, I'm always just fascinated by all this stuff. I say a lot of this stuff harshly, but I really am just intrigued by everything. I think human beings are so fascinating. It's a big part of why I'm sticking around right now. I'm in a place like that George Carlin place where I love what he says. I've seen him in a couple of interviews say, that when he realized that he couldn't help anything, or when he realized that he couldn't fix anything, he at some point accepted in his life that he has to be an observer from the outside and look at it from a place of pity and humor. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. I look at people as I look at them as, I either feel sorry for them or I try to find the humor and the absurdity of just how fucking ass backwards people live. So yeah. All this stuff's very important to me, and I love talking about it. Now, these are some of my favorite things right here. It's just one hard-boiled egg. You get such a good amount of nutrients with that little bit, and some kimchi, which is just always tastes fucking amazing. I used to eat too much of this. Once I saw the serving size, it was supposed to be like you're only supposed to eat like a few tablespoons of it per serving. I was like, all right, I got to chill out with this, but I could eat if it wasn't like unnecessarily salty and like a sodium bomb. I mean, one serving is like 9%, a tenth of your daily sodium intake. Like that's, if it wasn't so high in sodium, I would eat the fuck out of that. And my ex-girlfriend that I was kind of talking shit about earlier, I am grateful that she introduced me to just not only kimchi in general, but one of my favorite things, again, is a sodium bomb. Doritos, I was talking about that earlier too. Doritos with a little bit of kimchi on top is unbelievably good. A little too salty, I think, but really flavorful. Really good. Like, just take a nacho cheese Dorito, one like perfect triangle one, throw a little bit of kimchi on there. It's solid, but that is intense. I'm just so conscious lately. Personally, I'm just so conscious of every little thing I put in my body because of how careless I was for a while. And I kind of have fun with it. In a weird way, I have fun counting calories and being like super conscious and aware of it. That's all. I don't know. It's like the same way I feel checking my bank account every day, or almost every day. There's not much to check right now, except for payday, where I look at it and see the exact amount and put some bills. I pay the bills and then I ignore it and tell myself to like spend minimal money. I've been living off of essentially like, outside of paying bills, I've been living off of like maybe 50 or 60 bucks a week, which is just enough for like food and whatever gas I need to get to work. But I in a weird way, I have fun with all this stuff. Like if I had a bunch of money and people would just take care of this stuff for me, I don't know. I enjoy the involvement of what am I eating today, what am I doing today, and how can I max out, like how can I get the most out of every day. I think that's such an important thing, is like every day, I don't want to be like, oh, that stupid shit where you're like, oh, every day could be the best day of your life. I don't know about that, but I think having purpose and having something to do every day, more than anything, is very important. For some reason, being so conscious about these things is just fun for me. I don't know why. It gives something for my brain to compartmentalize. It gives me something to just think about, period. Like I'm always doing mental math on like how much money I have and how many calories I have for the day, essentially. It's all numbers. It's all numbers of like, all right, I did this much or I have this much. And I'm always like looking at the ratio of things, or like what's the, just constantly comparing the numbers of that stuff, because I think numbers are fascinating. If the music thing doesn't work out, I'll probably go back to college and just become like an accountant or something with numbers, because I've always been good with that stuff, good with math and shit. Not math past algebra 2, or, once I started taking... I hated being good at math as a kid, because then I got all the harder fucking classes. Like, I was done with my required math by the time my senior year of high school. I had all the like required credits for all of my classes, besides I needed one English credit and just to have a good enough GPA by the time I was a senior, because I was always ahead in math. So math and English were the only like necessary ones. Got my 2 languages out at some point, my 2 years of Spanish out of the way as well. That I hated being in more advanced math classes though, because once I took trigonometry and analytical geometry or whatever the hell it was like both. That was way too much for me. Once not even the letters, I can handle letters with algebra, but once the like proofs came into play, and you have to copy this entire formula, then apply that formula to this other thing, and like that was just it was just boring and kind of just not. I didn't have any reason to do that, to focus on that. All right, I'm starting to feel a little lightheaded now, so I gotta eat something. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Those are my thoughts on health. I feel like there are a couple of different things that I think of when I eat a hard-boiled egg. Specifically, that scene in Napoleon Dynamite where he's working at the chicken farm is such a funny fucking scene. And he's like they're cracking the raw eggs in just a giant pitcher and eating just egg salad sandwiches and hard-boiled eggs. It's like such a funny fucking scene. But I feel like I think of that and like some other things. I think of Danny DeVito as Frank Reynolds in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. May I offer you an egg in this trying time? That sounded more like Trump. I feel like fuck. But yeah, no, I fucking love hard-boiled eggs. This is the easiest fucking thing that you can make and just have. That's almost a meal there. Now kimchi, again, this isn't a meal, but this is like a little something to get my body going. Oh my God. Oh my fucking God. Specifically this brand of kimchi. I mean, this stuff is just so fucking delicious. Kimchi is extremely pungent and definitely not for everybody, but I love anything fermented. Anything fermented foods are some of my favorite things in the world. And I just love how salty this stuff is. I love how God, I love how flavorful it is. So flavorful. This pickled salty cabbage. My God, it is so delicious. And I could eat so much of it, that's for sure. Oh, thankfully that fell mostly back into the container. All right, I'm gonna eat a little bit of this, and then I'm gonna read some Lord of the Flies, and I'll catch you in a bit. Just had a long chat with my mom about all sorts of stuff, life and the modern world and all sorts of different things. But that was very interesting. I love chatting with my parents. They're very smart people, and even if they are biased, or even if they are like very, you know, locked into how they feel about certain things, like I can have a conversation about it with them, and that's very rare. I know a lot of people probably can't say that. So I'm grateful that my parents are not only intelligent, but even if they are flawed or, you know, biased in their opinions, like they will listen to what I have to, you know, sometimes they'll listen to what I have to say. No, they do. They do, like, hear me out every now and then. And that's only made me a stronger, public speaker in a lot of ways. And it's only made me, it's only helped me, you know, have good conversational skills and just know how to like get what's in my head vocally out into the world. You know, that's a very important thing, to have conversations and to just knowing how to shape your thoughts. I think people talking to one another is a very important thing. You know, having conversations about everything is so vital and imperative to the world we live in. And the unfortunate part of the internet is that you can't have, it's essentially everyone having a one-way, it feels like it's a one-way conversation with themselves, because people can just kind of put stuff out and not what they actually read or what they receive from what you're putting out. Like when it's all via text on an interweb, you know, it's just not, you're not, I don't think it's a real conversation or a real debate or anything. I don't think anything like through text can have as much impact or significance as being in person. As far as you're not going to shape your ability to persuade others on the point you're trying to make. You're only going to, you know, make those skills progress by having conversations with people or it happening in real time. That's what I'm trying to say, is when it's conversation in real time and in person is a huge defining aspect of like what of how well you're going to make your point, right? I'm definitely starting to feel like how little I've eaten today. So I just wanted to check in one more time. I am making rice right now. This rice cooker has been the best thing. And I got about 8 minutes on that, so I'm going to do that. I might heat up some Costco chicken right now, actually, because I really need something. And yeah, I guess I'm going to watch some Jeopardy. Going to watch some more TV and wait. Wait like another, once this is done, I'll be able to eat, and then I'm going to wait a little bit after that to go running. Just get some good amount of exercise in. And then maybe I'll finally read this fucking book that I've been talking about reading for a long fucking time. But I'll be here. I'll be popping in with you guys. But I gotta, obviously get some stuff done and focus on my day as well. So, see you in the next clip.
Perform. Barrel and fan are two types of these primitive marine organisms.
Alright, I'm finally gonna get some much needed exercise. See if I can make it to 100 push-ups this time. I ate plenty. And I feel great. Now, if the battery dies, well, that's just what's gonna happen. But I'm always honest about this stuff. I don't have anything to prove. I don't care if I do 10. I don't care if I do 10,000. Doing it at all is the point. I should probably stretch a little bit, actually. Hold on. Alright, let's do it for real now. Oh, man. Oh, it's 20. Let's see how many I can go till. And I'm gonna do like a walk slash jog. Oh man. I was just watching the a little bit of the, what is it, episode 7 of season 7 of King of the Hill, where he has to go to anger management classes, and that's so fucking relatable, so fucking funny as far as how you just really hate Dale in that episode, and how much of a jackass that he is, and how just annoying he is, and specifically in that episode, and it's like you just relate to Hank. So I feel like me and you have problems with anger, especially more so, you know, anger being a reaction because of people's incompetence, like people like Dale. It's so fucking relatable, and I love it. I love how honest that episode is. So I was just watching a little bit of that. It feels good. Always feels good to move. I'll probably mostly definitely at least do like 50 or 60, and then see if I can go to like, I don't know, 80 to 100. But I am definitely feeling it. Little goes a long way with this shit. Of course, I'm not going to take the camera with me, so I just wanted to show you guys that I'm at least... Again, I don't have anything to prove. I don't care if you think I'm lying or not, as far as if I just do the exercise and don't actually show it. But I know I'm getting my my heart rate up and getting some sweat going. I want to go running just because or go for a little like light jog at least, because I just feel like if I'm not really like sweating and really heavily breathing, then I didn't really do enough. You know, as this stuff gets your heart going, but not, gets your body moving, but not, I don't know, running for someone like hyperactive like myself, or someone who's, I just feel like, even when I'm really tired, like even when I'm on the verge of passing out, it takes a good bit for me to like be passing out and actually fall asleep, because I'll just lay there on the couch like very tired for an hour and then get up and do a bunch of stuff for the next 3 or 4 hours. Like even when I'm tired or taking it easy, it's like usually from a lack of sleep or I don't know, something else, you know. But I feel pretty energized. I definitely felt the difference recently. Even though I only drink decaf, I felt the difference recently this past week with, I don't know, 3 or 4 days straight. I didn't really like drink any coffee at all, and I felt, you know, slightest bit more sluggish. Even decaf has that little bit of caffeine, so that, again, that little bit goes a long way for me in that regard as well when it comes to caffeine. Because decaf, there can't be that much in there compared to actual, you know, I think caffeinated. A cup of coffee has about 25 milligrams of caffeine, if I'm correct in that, if I'm not mistaken in that. And yeah, all right. That was enough of a break. But yeah, no, I love just getting this shit out, getting the energy out. Just taking a break. I need to go out and get actual weights soon too. Just not, you know, not just doing push-ups or whatever. Alright. Was it 40 so far? Oh man, I don't know if I can do any more. It's only 50. God, I feel like very out of shape. I used to be able to do so many, or a lot more, that's for sure. I used to be able to do at least like 100. I would do like 2 sets of 40 and then 1 set of 20. That's how different my body used to be when I was younger. When I was just like really going at it hard. Like when you go at it hard, you can run forever. You can hold yourself up or lift weights for as long as you need to. Like when you're in such, you know, when I felt that at one point, I definitely did feel that. When you're in good shape, it's just like, it becomes like nothing, you know? It's a good feeling, being able to just keep it going. Maybe I'll do some more push-ups later, but I think I'm good for now. I just want to get some like walking in or get a good run in. So I might or might not do some more after. But I need to let my arms rest now. That little bit, I just felt that a lot more than I thought I would. Because I'm really not doing this as much as I used to or as much as I should. But I will do at least another 20 or 30 more when I get back. More push-ups for sure, but I'm going to go for a run. And yeah, I'll be back in a little bit. I'll probably look a lot more sweaty, so you'll see that in about 3, 2. Okay, I feel a lot better now. Holy shit. So I went to the nearby park. This is what I usually do when I go for a run outside. For a little while I was at UFit and running on the treadmills there, but I wasn't really using any of the other machines, or wasn't really using it. I wasn't using it up there to justify the payment, so I'm just doing the good old-fashioned at-home workouts. But I go to the park and holy fuck! I go to the park and I run around the perimeter of the park basically. And so I went there, ran around the perimeter like 5 times, and then came back. It's at least like, I don't know, 3 miles maybe. Not a crazy amount, but not nothing either. I believe in consistent movement more than anything. I'm such a big fan of running. I was so conditioned to running throughout all my 20s, and And still now, to the point where if I don't do it for a while, up until recently, literally like maybe a couple weeks ago, up until very recently did I get back into it after like taking a few months off and just really trying to, you know, take it easy and catch up on some other things. But basically, yeah, during that time I wasn't running that much at all. I literally would have I can count multiple times where I would have dreams where I was running. I got my body so conditioned to like wanting that like fast, just like sprinting movement. My body's so used to it, it wants it so much that I literally fantasize about it in my dreams, which is wild. I've never really felt that way about anything else. I know I said on here a little while back that I find exercise boring. It's not even that it's boring. It's just you really are, you know, it's all body and kind of shutting your brain off. Like the best thing you could do when exercising or getting any activity is just kind of to just stay focused on the task itself and just kind of and you know, clear your mind. It's a good clearing your mind kind of thing. I feel a lot better, that's for sure. But yeah, I'm gonna clean up and do some more push-ups in a minute here. After I do the push-ups, I'm gonna go and take a shower and finally read the fucking book. Finally read the goddamn book. I'm also wondering if I have to go out and grab more food. I feel like I ate enough for today, but I don't know. I feel like I could. I feel like I might. After working out, especially, I'm probably gonna get hungry again, so I might run out and get something. But yeah, stay tuned. All right, I said I'd do some more, so I'm gonna do some more now. And oh man, I'm starting to feel a little tired though. I'm gonna do these push-ups and then maybe run out and grab just something small. I don't know where the fuck I can go because it's getting late. Maybe I won't go anywhere. You know, I'll just eat something else. I'm gonna do these and then may or may not run out for something else to eat, and then because the thing is, I used all the food I had to prep, you know, for the week, so I have like 4 meals ready, but I'm not gonna eat one of those again. I'm not gonna eat more of the same shit because I already had some like rice and chicken earlier. So I know I'm telling you this. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna do this, figure out what I do for this little bit of a late dinner, and then I'm gonna read. Maybe I'll play some music first while it's still kind of not crazy late, and then, I don't know, I kind of want to play some drums for you all. And then I am going to read, and then, I don't know, maybe edit this and call it a day. Oh, man. It feels so good, though. I felt like such a, not even a lack of productivity throughout a lot of my adult life. Like I've always been productive in something, but I think lately I'm just really trying to check off all these boxes of things that I really want to get done, which is making sure I have food to eat, whatever that is. All I think about lately is like food, making money at work, and taking care of my body and taking care of my health, trying to get enough exercise, walk around enough at work. And then whatever else is left, whatever time I have left, I just figure out what I want to do for fun. You know, when I'm not working on the album or whatever. So let's do it. All right, at least 20 more. I can do at least 20 more. A couple sets of 10. See how many I can do. All right, 20. That's 70. Let's do at least 10 more. Get to 80. Stretch a little bit too after that run. Really gotta stretch more. Oh, God. I'm like motivated now to get to 100 at least. That's 80. Oh, man. Excuse me. I feel amazing. Yeah, I feel so high right now. And I'm gonna actually get high. And then I'm gonna smoke weed and get even more high? Fuck yeah. Feeling that like rustiness right now, brushing off the cobwebs, if you will. I'm feeling the. It feels so familiar in a good way. What I love about quitting the gig life is that gigging it took a lot of my energy. Took up a lot of my energy when I was doing it, that I would not exercise as much, thinking, well, I'm gonna get exercise later. I'm gonna have to, carry equipment, perform on stage, dance. Like, you basically, like, I would always like dance and just be grooving while playing for the whole 3 or 4 hours. With obviously not including breaks or whatever. But yeah, like I would basically just be like, when I gig, I play music. I'm like, performing and putting a lot of my energy into it. So I would like cut back on the exercise to conserve that energy for the shows, for whatever live shows I was doing. And there have been times where I did plenty of both, but right before I quit, I just felt myself getting so lazy and not really wanting to do anything. And now that lack of exercise from that, the lack of activity suddenly, or not getting that natural activity while playing music or whatever, now I gotta get that out in some way, And I need water. Jesus, I'm feeling so thirsty suddenly. I bought a bunch of bottled water from Costco, and I didn't know they were like the mini ones. Look how small this is. I was wondering why it said 80 and it looked like it was only half of that. Oh my God. Oh yeah. Fuck. Yes. Good shit. Come on, let's get to 100. Ten more. I'm an atheist. It might look like I'm praying to God, but I'm just comfortable sitting like this. I wonder if that's why people like to pray. It's just because it's a comfortable position. That's why people have been religious all of these all of these, you know, centuries, all these years since man has existed. People are religious because it's just comfortable to do this. I think I'm funny. If you don't think I'm funny, well, you're wrong and stupid. No, you probably just don't like me and think I'm stupid and annoying. Which sometimes I am. Oh, man. 10 more, come on. 10 more and then we're done. 10 more and then we're done. Ah. 8. 99, come on, come on. Damn, I felt that ninth one. I felt that so much. One more, come on. And 1. Oh my God. It's really not even that bad. I'm just so out of shape. Or I feel myself out of shape. Even though I can still do 100 push-ups. Not in one sitting, not even in the same session, but I did it. I fucking did it. Oh. And I ran, I don't know, 2 or 3 miles. I do like a run and walking. Like I just either I'm sprinting or jogging or running, whatever. It's not 3 miles straight. I just, you know, any movement, guys, any movement, walking, anything is good activity. And I can't tell you how good I feel right now. Holy shit. I'm tired now. Now let's play drums. Alright, I'm gonna put these away. And oh man. My earplugs here. My tiny bottle of water. Am I in frame at least? I am. I'm in frame decently enough. I'll do a couple of takes. You know, I'll just do a couple of like I want to play with the regular sticks, but something tells me it's going to be too loud for the camera. So maybe I'll do one with soft sticks, just in case that's too much to listen to. Dude, I love how like, oh man, I miss having days off so I could just do whatever I want without, like when I get out of work, the last thing I want to do is exercise. I'm definitely one of those people where like I probably should exercise before I go to work because I will not want to do shit afterwards. And then sometimes I do. I have like done that, but not. I don't know. You know, like once you have that moment of, it makes sense why people don't most of the time, because once you're decompressing from work, the last thing you want to do is more work, right? Okay. Honestly, I'm a little tired. I'm not a drummer. I just have fun playing drums. Not that I can't play. Yeah, I can play. I can hold the beat. I'm just not. I'll never be on that level that other drummers are at. You know, just from playing for years and years since you were younger. Getting music, I gotta say, getting into music later in life is not harder. Any skill later in life is just not harder. It just you have to catch up on all the time you didn't take. Like the amount of time I've spent playing guitar versus playing drums is fucking night and day. I can definitely count how many hours I played drums, how many hours I put into guitar. 10, not even 10,000, 20, probably 20 or 25,000 hours, maybe. I've definitely put like countless amount of hours into guitar. And even still, I don't play as much as other people do. But anyway, drums are fun. I just like having fun with them. Missing the track. Fuck, that's hard. Why am I missing the fucking crash? Why do I keep missing it? You're not close enough? Can't play drums. Oh my fucking god, come on. Oh my god, I feel like I get it and then I fall off of it. Like I can get the groove going and then I fall out so hard. Come on, come on.
can see, I play impulsively. I just practice. I just play and play and play until it sounds good. And that's what my method is. No doing this or that for too long. I just go. Just fucking move. Just like running. Just like exercise. Just like anything. Activity. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that to you. I'm sorry. It's my favorite guitar in the world. I just play whatever I feel like playing. And that's my method, is just play. Just fucking do it, and then things kind of fall into place after at some point. What do I do with all this anger? What do I do with all this energy? Just double hi-hat again. Double hi-hat again. Come on, come on. Self-discipline. Fucking keep going. Keep fucking going. Part of me wants to stop playing. I don't fucking want to stop fucking playing. Fuck. Fuck. Come on, come on, come on. Just like with piano, my mind wants to go somewhere, my body can't do it. I'm getting a little tired now. Fuck! Tighten up! Tighten up! I need new cymbals too. These cymbals suck. Garbage. Pretty garbage sounding. I don't like the way they look. I don't like the way whatever they're made out of. I need to get new cymbals. And I don't need them right now. This is an unnecessary $300 or $400 expense. Smoke break. No. No. Because if I don't, I'm not going to come back and play more. So I got to play a little bit more. I don't know how long I've been playing, but yeah, a little goes a long way. It's been maybe 20 minutes? 20 or 30, maybe they're almost 30 minutes? I can't tell. I don't know. I'm surprised I'm doing this after a workout because I never thought I would, but I'm surprised I have energy still, but you know. I just want to keep going, I just never want to stop. I should definitely do these on my rest days though. I feel like I have to move one of these fucking, I feel like this guitar is going to keep getting hit. Don't fucking move it. I'm sick of, I don't want to mark it up. I feel like I've got too many markings on it as it is. Maybe I'll play some guitar for you all too though. You know what? Maybe I will, Lois. Maybe I will. If you know where that's from, then you're my best friend. It's not Family Guy. At least, it's not what I was quoting. I don't know if he says that in that. That's how all the music in Oz sounds. It's just that, like, it's all toms, all like 90s synth toms or whatever. It's like as a jazz, like as a trumpet, like all dissonant comes in. If you know Oz, you're a real TV enjoyer. I feel like Oz is one of those shows that nobody fucking they don't talk enough about how good it is. I'm surprised it's not in memes and shit, because Oz is fucking goated. And kind of the OG, it's like before Sopranos, like it was like the OG, like how fucked up and graphic can HBO get. And Oz is one of the most unsettling things I've ever watched, but some of the best acting and writing I've ever seen. J.K. Simmons, Whiplash. J.K. Simmons is just good at making you scared of him. So if you like J.K. Simmons, if you like Harold Perrineau, and Christopher Maloney, all those types of guys. Dean Winters and his brother are in it as well. They're amazing. I'm always referencing actors and movies and shows like people know what the fuck I'm talking about. If you are into that stuff, you know exactly who I'm talking about and what I'm talking about. So, all right, I'm gonna play a little more and then let's do some other stuff. I'm not gonna have enough time to run out and get food. I'll just eat whatever I have here. I'll eat something. I don't know what it will be, but maybe I'll make the last black bean burger and eat some more tomato slices or whatever. I don't know. I just eat whatever. I always try to keep around a little something. Ooh, I got tuna as well. I do have tuna. Ooh. Last time I had tuna though, I think the fucking can or something that was in it, literally made my whole fucking mouth swell up. Just because I ate a lot of it though. But I can have raw fish for some reason when I have nothing but canned tuna. I don't get that with other canned things, to be honest. But with canned tuna, for some reason like that, whether it's like the mercury in it or whatever the fucking whatever's in the can itself, the fact that it's like I've heard it's like whatever the lining of it can give you that reaction. I don't know. I have no fucking idea. If you have any idea why that is, why I only get it's not an allergic reaction, it's just like my mouth my tongue will get a little swollen. Nothing closes up though, I can breathe, everything's fine, it's just like uncomfortable. Though last time it did swell up my throat a little bit. But not to the point of not being able to breathe, just like to where I could feel it when I swallowed. I have a lot of food allergies, or at least a good handful of them. I'm allergic to dogs and cats as well. I'm allergic to so I basically am any woman that I try to date, I think I just disappoint them with all those things. You know, they want to go and do adventurous things, and I'm like, oh, I got food allergies. I'm sorry. I'm different. My biological makeup hates me. And they want pets and cats and dogs and shit. And I'm just like, oh, I'm allergic to that shit too. And I feel like that's always not a deal breaker, but some sort of subconscious. They hate that. Maybe women hate me. Maybe not. Maybe women are crazy about me and they all want to fuck me. I don't know. I don't know because women never fucking say what's on their minds. So, good fucking luck figuring that shit out. Fucking hit my knee. Oh man, I almost fucking... That stick almost did one of these. Oof. I'm like playing it like this on the snare. That's not, I'm just fucking around. It doesn't even sound that good. Like it doesn't sound, I'm just exploring. I love exploring instruments and seeing all the sorts of different sounds that I can get, you know? With drums, I really love side rim, I love giving them rim jobs. No, I like the side rim hits. Animal Collective is the sole reason I got a drum set is because the drums are so fucking cool in their tracks. And it's a lot of times, like I've seen them do live performances, sometimes they just one tom, one floor tom, or just a small set, and you could do so much with just like... Whatever, the purple bottom. Something like that. Fucking Reverend Green is sick as fuck. One, two, the next, reading my paper, can't, I don't know the words, I can't sing it into it. From one to the next. so easy from one moment to the next. How's another you with this? Only me when confessing. So we're together now. That's alright. Oh yeah. Best we ever played now. I think that's alright. Oh yeah. That's alright. Feeling human now. I think it's alright. Oh yeah. Just the best you ever played it now. I think it's alright. Oh yeah. That is, but I don't know what he fucking plays, but that song is fucking awesome. Strawberry Jam by Animal Collective. Holy fucking Christ, that shit is good. That, Merryweather, and Feels are such good albums. Listen to Animal Collective if you like music. I'm gonna play a little more, and then I think I am done, because I'm tired. I'm just gonna shower and do other stuff. I feel tired, but it's a good tired. It's like, I feel like, because my job has taken up a lot more time than gigging did, I cherish my days off so much more, as well as like want to do things. I want to do the things that I want to do when I have a day off now, you know? When I was, I don't know, it's like I was always doing this shit, even when I was gigging, but I feel more value in like anytime I play music or anytime I do something that I want to do and do my hobbies and shit. Anything that I enjoy, it's just, I love taking advantage of the time, the downtime I have now. So that's it, really. Oh my god, water is so good. Water is so fucking good. My tempo is really off probably, and I'm definitely not playing that great, but again, music is about having fun. Now, I've talked plenty of shit about other musicians, so here's your chance if you want to talk shit about my playing. I'm not a drummer though, so it's not like I'm... Here's the thing is, I'm not gonna I'll post it in this vlog for you all to see, and for you all to kind of be here with me, but I'm not gonna post like drum progress videos. No one wants to see progress videos, unless it's in one video where we see like your progress like within second. You know, I'm trying to see, if you really want to post a progress thing, post the first day and then the most recent after 2 years later. You know, like, no one wants to see you posting every single fucking day your progress. Nobody wants to see the progress. They just want to see the results. And that's with everything. I don't think that people really care about, like, no one wants to see, most people don't care about behind the scenes of how movies are made. I do, I like that stuff, but people just like want the thing. I don't think they like care about how it's made, except for people that like watching the show, how it's made. No, but yeah, I don't know. I love playing, but I'm not, you know. This thing back here, this drums, this part is missing missing something. Where the fuck did that go? Oh, it's down here. Yeah. So you know, I love that drums reminded me of like what it means to have fun with music and not put so much pressure on myself to sounding good and sounding perfect, you know? It's not about that, it's just about doing it. But the reason I kind of want to share this with you all is because this is breaking up the, you know, me at work and smoking weed and just hanging out with people. So yeah, I don't want the battery to die. I should definitely wrap this up in a second. One more beat, and then we will
stop with the drums for the night. No more MA, fuck this. I'm done. Holy shit. The only difference between me and other musicians, though, is that I will at least try. That's the only thing I will ever flex or have a little bit of an ego about. I genuinely don't think that I'm like the world's best singer. I don't think I'm the world's best guitar player. What the fuck's happening here? I'm not the best singer or guitar player by any means, but I'm really good at just like being myself and playing what feels right musically, and that's what I'm good at, you know, just being me. And I guess I wish that added more value to the world, or I wish that, you know, that it mattered, or that I felt that it mattered. I think the only reason I want some. Sorry, I'm probably talking louder than I have to with these plugs in. I was saying, I forgot. Yeah, I guess the only reason I want to have more success is to feel that matters, you know? I want to think that like all the time and energy I've invested into my music actually not only meant something to somebody else just for the sake of that, but you know, the plan with this and why I haven't gone to college or gotten a job or whatever, something that's salary based, higher income or whatever. The reason I haven't done that is because I am betting on being successful with music, and I think it has to happen because it'll be a fucking tragedy if it doesn't. And you have the power to do that. You have the power to go to my link at the bottom, just in the description right here, and check out my Linktree and check out all my music. You could totally do that and tell your friends about it. But otherwise, I'm just going to be in my own corner, like doing what I do best, which is just hanging out and being myself. So, yeah. There are too many people making money doing this shit, though, for me to not make money doing. Like, there are too many people, you know, squeezing the juices of viewership, I suppose. All right, I'm going to take a shower and clean up a little bit here. Maybe smoke a little bit. And read my book. I think that's enough for today. This is way too much footage, and I want to leave a lot of it uncut, so I don't want this to be too long. That's it. I'm going to read some Lord of the Flies, maybe watch some stuff later, but that's my day. That's been my day off. And I appreciate you all being here with me. Lord of the Flies, any book that I finish, or any movie or anything that I watch, I try to do TV reviews when I've actually finished the show. Like I reviewed Banshee recently. Amazing show if you're looking for something new and refreshing to watch. Banshee aired from 2013 to 2016. Amazing show. If you like The Boys, you like Anthony Starr. Fucking Banshee is amazing. Fucking amazing show. Awesome stuff. But yeah, I reviewed that. I'll review The Lord of the Flies after I read it tonight. Probably later tonight. And more stuff to come. But thank you so much for being here with me. I love you all, and I appreciate your viewership and your time and attention that you're spending with me or whatever. And just that just means a lot to me. I promise this will probably get a little more interesting if it picks up traffic and I have an editor and I have a crew with me, but until then, you're stuck with me. Until then, you know, it's just kind of, it's going to be a chill. There's something nice about an underdeveloped type of video that isn't so perfect. That's the beauty of YouTube. I always have to remind myself, sometimes people don't want that overproduced thing, you know? I love binging with Babish and certain people like that, but their videos are almost like too perfectly put together. There's something about perfection is repetitive and boring to me. And I think that all the in-betweens of life and all the nuanced moments that we don't pay attention to, like in these types of videos, like that's what's beautiful about like just people just kind of filming themselves living day to day. Like, why do people watch footage of people going shopping at 7-Eleven or McDonald's in the 80s or 90s? Because it's, you know, not only a timestamp, but it's just cool to see, to peek into, you know, a specific moment like that. So I'm just enjoying capturing these moments, and I'm enjoying capturing this specific era of my life and this specific time. So yeah, more to come. I'm having a lot of fun doing this. Take it easy, though. I'll see you guys in the next video.